welcome to one and all in this particular call. It will be great to see some faces. Otherwise, we can only see our own faces on the screens, and it will be very difficult to comprehend. Super, Harish, that's the spirit. Yeah. So we were actually looking into the names of people. It is quite interesting. Malaysia has very different names that you keep for your children, and we were just reading through, and it was all very interesting. Very nice, beautiful names. Apratika, Shivani, Ankita. Shivani is common. Yeah, Reshwina. And we were just talking about these names. Beautiful names, actually. So nice to connect with you all. It's afternoon here in India and evening there in Malaysia. So we are from Padarivom, Padiparivom. உங்க எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் பாடறியேன் படிப்பறியேன்னு ஒரு பாட்டு வந்து சிந்து பைரவியில ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸான ஒரு சாங் இருக்கு. அதுலேயே தழுவின ஒரு நேம் தான் பாடறிவோம் படிப்பறிவோம். It just literally means learn to learn music. So what does it mean? That we just don't teach alone, but we teach the art of learning. So that people are equipped enough to actually learn a few things on their own. And of course, Guru is always there to kind of guide them. That's what we do. So literally speaking, we help people move from bathroom to green room. So now bathroom singer எனக்கு வந்து ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் வேணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறவங்கள we pull them in, we give them trainings. We get them to the next level and give them opportunities to sing. So we have at least given first stage to almost 200 people in the last 2 to 3 years of doing this. We started in 2020, but we started doing our concerts and external programs in 2022 types because of pandemic. 2022ல இருந்தா நிறைய ஓபன் அப் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சது. ஸோ அப்போலேருந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 200 ஸ்டேட் சிங்கர்ஸ் எங்க மூலமா உருவாயிருக்காங்க. அதை தாண்டி அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 25 to 30 people have done their first playback recording in singing music as well, in Indian cinema as well. So precisely what we are into, and I'm joined by a couple of the pillars of Padarivom Padiparivom. I have to say, one is a pillar in Carnatic music, the other one is a pillar of our cine wing. So let me introduce Kaushik first, Ramachandra Kaushik. Extremely richly experienced Carnatic musician. He's been in Carnatic music for almost 20 years now. He's been doing a lot of research on Carnatic music. He has worked with almost all the leading universities across the globe that are into Carnatic research. He has worked with the best of best in the industries in terms of his research is concerned. There musicians, cinema music, Carnatic music. He has worked with almost every single legend in the field. And we call him Asan for the kind of knowledge that he brings in. He's our mini Wikipedia. எங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒன்று தெரியணும்னா நாங்கள் கூகுளில் போய் சர்ச் பண்ண மாட்டோம், கௌஷிக்கை சர்ச் பண்ணுவோம். கௌஷிக் வந்து எங்களுக்கு பதில் கொடுத்துருவார். And any song that is given to him, be it a silly song or any song, he can actually decode the swaras of the song in no time. 2 to 3 minutes, he will decode the complete swaras of a particular song, and he gives that to us. He has also been a professional trainer, one of the best teachers of Padarivom Padiparivom, one of the most look forward to kind of a teacher. And cine music, like over 10 years, he's been a performer as well. So he's not only in Carnatic music, although his forte is Carnatic music. He's been a light music singer as well in the past 10 years. He's also a light music tutor in Padarivom Padiparivom. So it's my privilege to introduce Kaushik, and more than any of these things which I said, one thing which I'm really proud of is he's my best friend in my life as well. So to rub shoulders with such people, அப்படியே கூட அவரோட அப்படியே டிராவல் பண்ணாலே அப்படி மியூசிக்ல நிறைய கத்துக்கலாம். So I think I'm lucky in that way. And then we have Uday Prakash. Yeah.
Thanks for the wonderful introduction, Nagu.
Yes. So Uday Prakash is a playback singer. He's a music director. At least over 33 songs he has done playback for in Tamil, Kannada, Telugu and Malayalam. And unga ellarkum reality shows apina, you know about a couple of shows. You all know Tamil, right? I can speak in Tamil. Should I only stick to English? You all know Tamil, I'm assuming. No?
I think there are some who don't speak Tamil. That's not their language, predominant language. Yeah. So mix panna okay. I think that should be okay.
I'll mix it up. Not a problem at all. Yeah. So Uday Prakash, majorly if you know about the reality shows in India and television channels, you would have come across about a couple of reality shows. One is Z Sarigamapa, and the other one is Super Singer. So the first season finalist is Uday. In the first season of Z Sarigamapa, Uday was a finalist, and so he brings in a lot of experience in terms of reality shows, singing in competitions, and as a music director, he brings in a lot of angle in terms of how to perceive a song, how to deliver, and being a playback singer himself, having delivered at least 35 songs for the film industry, he knows what is required in the market and what is expected from a singer. And that's what we have assumed and brought him in. Right. So that was on the lighter note. So he's one of our best trainers again. He's also a voice trainer. He helps a lot of people prepare for reality shows. So even in the current seasons of Super Singer Junior and Z Sarigamapa Little Champs, there are kids who got trained by Uday singing in the reality shows. So that's about Uday.
Thank you,
And
thank you so much. No?
yeah.
So I want to take a couple of minutes to introduce the man who introduced us both. So that's Nageshwar Sundaram. He's the fulcrum around which everything else in Padarivo Pariparno revolves, and he's the founder and the brain behind. So there has to be somebody who puts things into place, and that's this guy. So he's a real visionary who ensures that whatever happiness he derives from music gets passed on to people like us. And it's the same to all of you, and you are in extremely safe hands, because what we can definitely promise is a very bright future, irrespective of the results of the contest. All of you are extremely privileged and lucky that you are in the right place at the right time. So, to give you more insights about Nageshwar, the person, he comes with about 30 years of stage singing experience. He's been singing since 1996, and he has close to about 800 stage shows to his credit. He was running his own orchestra before we eventually formed this organization, this baby of us called Padarivo Padiparivo. So he comes in with loads of stage singing experience and understands not only what it takes for somebody to sing, but also what it takes to make somebody sing. That's the kind of rich knowledge and experience that he comes up with. And he is also a trainer by profession, and both of us got connected on the training circuit, and most of those ideas is what you see in reality today implemented at Padarivo Padiparivo. And like I said, he is not just somebody who thinks, he ensures that whatever he thinks gets executed to perfection. So we are sure that there is a bright road ahead for all of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kaushik. I think
Passing on your knowledge to all of us and guiding us in the right direction.
big words coming from you. I think it's more of me learning from you. Yeah, but that's a beautiful environment of Padarivo Padiparivo that we have created. I think we all learn from each other quite a lot, and that's a beautiful system. And we have close to about 600 people who are part of the Padarivo Padiparivo community across the globe. So we all, kind of have a great learning environment inside. And just to quickly give you a gist about what we precisely do is that we started teaching one film song every Saturday evening, 6 o'clock in 2020. The first show happened on 4th of May 2020. And till date, we continue doing the tradition. So we have taught so far 251 film songs, majorly Tamil, in the last 5 years. And we are going to complete 5 years by May this year. So 250 plus songs we have taught, and all of them are available in YouTube. Even if you are looking at some of the duet songs to be picked up for the competition, you already have the learning episodes available in YouTube. And you're also part of the app, and in app as well, we have certain quite a lot of solo videos that are available in the app to be consumed to learn. So majorly we are into learning, and now we are all doing this program from our studios, where we have about 4 karaoke studios in Chennai itself, one in Bangalore, one in Coimbatore. And we have a community in Singapore. Now with Sugam Super Singer, we are there in Malaysia as well. We have a community in Dallas in US, and we are in Melbourne, Australia, and also London, UK. Yeah. So that's what PP is all about. So, okay, without wasting any further time, I think we'll get into this, the purpose of this workshop. See, you people are preparing for what promises to be a tough competition. So there are going to be about hundreds of people competing with each other in this particular competition, and the challenge is going to be always there. But the only thing is, you also should ensure that you enjoy the whole process. That is most important, because music is such a beautiful thing. First and foremost thing, if you are able to sing, if you are able to hold a mic and sing, right, you are lucky. You are already there. You should be really feeling proud about it. And whoever wins the contest or comes in the top 5 or top 10 are just, people who have done well in this particular competition, in those couple of performances that they are delivering at the end of the day, right? Otherwise, if you are capable of singing, if God has given you that small gift of even sounding like singing, for example, right? Even somebody else as at a very, very basic level of singing, you are still lucky. You should still consider yourself lucky. You are a singer, right? So that's how it is. So start your competition with that mindset. Winning is not necessarily the utmost thing that you have to look at, right? So there's so many people, even reality shows, if you look at, not just that, people who got featured in the top 10 have made it to the industry. Even, people who have done well in one or two shows, right, in one or two episodes, got noticed by one of the music directors or got opportunities. And cinema is not, in today's world, cinema is not the ultimate industry to be in, with all independent artists, coming up. And there are so many opportunities that we can create for ourselves. I think the music world itself is widened today, that, you not necessarily have to focus only on getting into playback singing to be successful in singing per se, right? So that's what it is. So we are going to get started with the topic. So what we wanted to cover, you would have probably seen a gist of it, right? So when you are preparing for a competition, what are those important things that you have to really look at, right? So that's what we are, covering today. So we're going to start with Udai's session on understanding your own voice, right? So we have a texture, we have a quality to our own voice, and it's very important for us to understand that. Now, at the end of half an hour of Uday explaining, will you know everything about your voice? Maybe, maybe not, right? It might take some time for you to understand. But this session will definitely give you a direction in terms of understanding, okay, these are the common types of tonalities that are there in human voices, right? And when it comes to singing, how does this behave specifically? How do you understand your own voice, your own strengths as a result of it, and deliver it? If I have to give you an example, on one end there are Windows computers, on the other end there are Apple computers, right? Can someone tell me what is the difference between a Windows computer and an Apple computer? Anyone? Let this be interactive. What is the major difference between a Windows based computer and a Apple based computer? No answer is wrong.
The software used, somebody put it up on chat.
Okay, the software used is different. And how is it different? Why some people prefer Apple? Different name, Harish. Why some people use Apple and why others use Windows?
The brand is different, says Ankita.
The brand is different, yes, Ankita. All those are common answers. But like, which is better? Which is better? Swishana, which is better? Which is better, Swishana? Different operating system. That was a very good point. The quality, okay. The quality, I'm not sure. I think Windows is also doing well nowadays in terms of quality is concerned. Swishana says that Apple is better. For what reason? For what reason Apple is better? Can you guess that? You can even unmute and speak. Why is it better? Anyone? Highly secured. Apple is highly secured. Warranty. You have warranty in both Windows and Apple. That's not a big deal. Yeah, let me come to the point. So if you look at people in the music industry or people in the production industry, the video industry, security features, yeah. User friendliness, yes, certainly yes. So these are some of the aspects. If you look at people in the film industry, in terms of people who use systems for editing, the speed, which is a very, very important thing. And people who are into music, who does music production, who are into dubbing and stuff, they all prefer using a Apple computer. Basically because of some of the points that you mentioned. It has higher specs, it is faster, and it is quicker, and most importantly, why video editing? It can handle graphics really well. But if you look at people who are in the finance industry, accounting industry, the
People
top
who work with
Excel sheets and data crunching, those people would always prefer using a Windows computer because the Excel sheets and stuff, the data crunching happens far better in Windows compared to Apple, right? It is only better. It does not mean that Apple computers cannot handle data, or it is not that Windows top configured systems can't handle graphics. It can also handle, but having said that, there is a strength that each one of the operating system brings. Apple, the strength is graphics, but it can also do data crunching. Similarly, Windows, the strength is data crunching, but it can also do graphics, right? That is how our voices as well are. It's not that if I'm good at a genre, for example, it's not that I cannot pick up another genre and sing. I might not be as good as the strength, the genre in which my strength lies, right? Similarly, our voice tonality also works that way. There are certain tones that are suitable for certain types of songs, and it does not mean you cannot experiment other songs. You can still do, but understanding our voice will give us a very clear clue in terms of okay, what are the kind of songs that I should be selecting. So understanding the tonality of our own voice comes in handy. That's well, right? So Uday will take you through that session, and Uday will speak majorly in Tamil. If there are things that I have to translate, I'll certainly translate that for you. Right.
Super. Thank you so much. Hi all. Hi. Can we have this session more interactive? Can you please unmute and talk? Anyone?
It will be great if we can hear your voices.
There are, I think, around 30 or 40 people are there. Can you please, anyone, please unmute your device and talk. Can you hear me?
Host not allowing to unmute. Okay, fine.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, okay.
So we need to set the expectation. Probably if you have any questions, we can take it at the end of the session.
So after each of the segments, we'll ask you if you have any questions. You can, as you are doing, you can put it in the chat, and we can definitely answer those questions. Right?
I was wondering why nobody was unmuting. Now we know that.
Yeah, super. So let me start from. I think interactive and that will more interesting. I think.
Yeah. Is it possible, Subha or somebody from the back end of Sugam Karnataka to allow people to unmute?
Yeah, I've just allowed. I think, guys, just try if you can unmute.
Yes.
I've allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have noisy classrooms.
Yes, that's because we want your voices to be heard world over, and that's why this competition is happening. Let's start here.
Are we going to sing? Definitely yes.
Yeah. Super. Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shubha.
I don't know. They never said so.
Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Yeah.
So
The gallery you put it down.
ஓகே அவங்க மாத்திட்டாங்க இந்த திருப்பியும்.
just a minute. Yeah, let me start from one small question. What is song? What is song?
What is a song?
From your point of view, how do you see the song? Anyone? One by one.
Collection of notes,
Raising his hand.
musical notes.
Harris.
Yes, Harish. Your hand is reading though.
So it's something that makes us happy with some kind of lyrics.
Something that happens with someone who makes you happy.
Okay. Anyone? Any other answers?
Collection of musical notes.
Collection of musical notes. Okay. It is a technical term. I'm just asking from a human point of view.
A way to express yourself. Can you put it down?
Music.
Way to express yourself. Okay.
Song is a composition of music.
Okay.
Composition of music. Okay.
Super.
It's like rhythmic notes and lyrics
Rhythmic
with a
notes.
beat.
Typically featuring a melody and lyrics.
So I forgot one thing. You all are music students, right? So the music is a medium which is express our inner feeling to another one. That's a simple thing. So there is lot of technical terms in terms of there is lot of what is this collective swaras or it's a composition. So it is all our technical details. Just but on layman perspective, what is music? So music is an expressive medium which is conveying our inner feeling to another one. So song is like that. So that's why we are before that ஒரு பாட்டை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்பொழுது ஸோ த ஃபீல் angle is very very important because general audience will not accept, will not understand our swaras, which is this is ga, this is ma. They literally don't know about all those things. So just அவங்களுக்கு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் it's just an emotion. So music is an emotion. Okay, so that is the simple answer. So there is lot of already Nagu sir told that, right? So there is lot of different tonalities are there. So it's a simple thing. ஒரு பாட்டு நம்ம பாடும்பொழுது so when we started singing one song and that particular time we are facing some problem in our voice, which is I'm not I cannot reach higher notes, I cannot reach lower octaves. It is little bit shivering on that particular area or a lot of problems. Yeah, voice breaking. So these all things it is indications of our voice strength. Okay, so generally we thought our voice is little bit dry or we have some throat infection, that's why we cannot sing that particular area. So generally we thought about that, but that there is this all aspect is an indication of our strength. So we should know as a singer, first of all, what is our strength, what is our weakness. Okay, so you all are future musicians, future singers, so you must should know all those things, right? So what is our strength, which is our vocals. Okay, irrespective it is good or bad, it's medium or low average. So that is no problem here. So we have a beautiful vocal cords. Okay, so main strength is that, and we have lot of sounding because இப்போ ஒரே ஃபேமிலியில siblings இருப்பாங்க இல்லையா, so brother and sisters are there or sisters siblings are there. So ஒருத்தர் வாய்ஸ் கேட்கும் போது it is not reflecting another voice. I'm saying same கேட்காது, so it is not like same tonality. So அது எப்படி நடக்குது அப்படிங்கிறதுல தான் இப்ப நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். So there is two major tonality aspects are there. One is bass tonality and another one is sharp tonality. Anyone know these things?
Anyone knows about bass tonality?
Bass tonality or sharp tonality?
Sharp tonality voice. Has anyone told you, have you ever explored your voices? You know what is bass tonality, what is sharp tonality?
No.
Who's that?
Who's that? Who knows that? Somebody said yeah.
No.
Oh,
Was it
no.
no? Okay, okay.
Okay,
No.
that is our style or not நம்ம சொல்ல மாட்டோம். So that is the problem.
Yeah.
Super. So the bass tonality which is have some strength and some weakness, same like sharp tonality. சரியா, நம்ம இப்ப அதுதான் மேஜரா வந்து ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ண போறோம், right? We are going to focus on that. So generally tonality அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன ரேஞ்ச்ல வந்து பிரிப்போம் அப்படின்னா, it is all about that octaves, right? Majorly. So when we can sing in the triple, it is a technical name, I'll just explaining you, like 2 octave from middle octave, right? Up எப்படி சொல்றது?
Okay, you all know about octaves. First of all, you know what octaves are all about.
So what is
You all
octave?
know what is an octave? What are the octaves? Pitch. Okay, it's part of pitch. Okay.
Musical notes.
Musical note, which is
A scale of musical notes.
okay,
Okay.
from where to where?
From do to from sa to high star.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Sa
one
to
octave. Fantastic.
ni. Sa to ni. Yeah, it is called one octave.
The next high star becomes your
Second
higher
octave.
octave.
Higher octave.
Beginning of the next octave.
Beginning of the next octave. Similarly, when you go down, The key sa becomes your the
Lower
previous octave,
yeah.
lower octave. Yeah. So you all know, right? For their understanding only. So you probably, Kaushik, can you demonstrate the octave once? Probably?
Yeah, sure. So I'll give you a very simple mathematical analogy also, okay? Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa 8. 8 in Latin or Greek is octa. So octa. So sa to sa is an octave. And then sa re ga ma pa da ni sa is my next octave. And then I come down. Sa re da pa ma ga re sa. Then where I started, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, and then I want to go down, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. That's my third octave down till my sa.
So he demonstrated 3 octaves for you. You all got it? Yeah?
Super. So, on the higher octave level, we can reach at least pa. The majority of the singer can reach pa, right? So, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa. So that much we can reach easily, and more than that, pa da ni sa. It is little bit complicated for majority of the singers. Okay, so they all are majorly in the lower octave. It's called bass tonality singers, right? So if you cannot reach that much range, so then you can decide you are not you are a bass octave. So sorry, bass tonality singer, right? It is a one simple point. So it is not technically correct. I'm just telling you for a layman perspective. Okay.
Yeah. To give more clarity on that, you might still be able to reach it, but not with the same impact.
Exactly. Yes. Impact in the sense it is not we cannot reach that note with what we have in that lower middle sound, level of sounding and frequency. We cannot hit that frequency on that particular areas. That's why the major major area to note that. So then we can decide we are in that lower bass tonality singer. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது you cannot choose higher octave songs, right? So இப்போ நம்ம அந்த மாதிரி ட்ரை பண்றோம். So we are trying to some ஏதாவது ஒரு பாட்டு சொல்லலாமே. பூமி வந்தார் தாரியுடன் தானறிவான் So it is this much range, you know all about these songs. You know this song? சொல்லாமல் தொட்டு செல்லும் தமிழ் film song? No.
Most of you know this.
Okay. So,
what type of songs you know? You know the latest songs. You know the Ilayaraja songs. What kind of songs you guys know more?
And songs. Ilayaraja and Rahman.
Ilayaraja,
Rahman. Okay, Yuvan Shankar Raja. Okay.
Only the father is accepted, not the son.
Maybe. So this song, you know this song?
No.
Shankar Mahadevan Sir Pandit.
Yeah, exactly. That song only. Yeah, super. So like if I'm a bass tonality singer, I cannot sing this area. It is little bit harder. It's a little bit harder to achieve that particular note or particular area. So that's why I'm a little bit afraid. If I'm a bass tonality singer, I'm a little bit afraid to take the song in front of like competition or audition in these areas.
Precisely, what the point that we spoke about. It is not that an Apple computer cannot do what the Windows computer does. It can do, but not as effective as a Windows computer can
exactly.
do. That's all. It's not that reach there, but it cannot be very effectively represented. Then what we can always do, we can always choose those songs. If I am a bass tonality singer, then I choose a song where the song does not go and travel too much on the higher octave.
Exactly. Yes.
Simple. If you look at Kaushik, he himself as an example. Right? He sang the higher octave and he was able to go till the top saw of the second octave. But when he came down, the lower octave, when he tried singing, the saw that he was trying to reach, he reached, but the effectiveness was not there. We'll probably demonstrate.
Yeah, we
once
can. Yes,
more.
yes, we can. Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? Yeah. Probably travel from a mid to a high
Like
octave.
also we'll go with any silly song.
அதோட
And then we'll explain. And the தளபதி படத்துல ஒரு பாட்டு இருக்கு.
okay. புத்தம் புது பூ.
அந்த அது. Yeah, just a minute.
From the channel.
Yeah.
channel.
பனிலா தேகின்றதென்று பகலிரவும் நம் சொந்தம் பழியுமோ என்று.
Okay. So now you all heard this song, right? So இது எப்படி கேட்டுச்சு உங்களுக்கு? How it sounds?
Not clear.
Not clear. Okay. Can you please sing in a higher octave, same area?
பனிலா தேகின்றதென்று பழி விழுமோ நெஞ்சம்
Great, super. Now it is clear, right? So the same song, and he is singing little bit higher octave, and that tonality will support his voice to hit that exact note. That's why we can hear his voice clearly, right? So this is a simple example. If you are a bass tonality singer, just know about your voice. You can I can reach probably pa, da. I can reach pa, da, ni. It is okay. Little bit. It is easier for us. So first you should check with Shruti. So it is comfortable Shruti. Which is your comfortable? Maybe you are a female singer. It's G, A sharp, and B. It is comfortable. If you are a male singer, C sharp, D, and D sharp, E. So maybe. So and the Shruti order, you should check with your voice. How long we can reach, which swaras we can reach. So then you should decide whether we can take this song or not. Okay. So somebody have that limit of pa, a higher pa. Somebody have that limit of higher sa. Maybe they are based on a singer. Some still few voices have little bit changeovers. We are human, right? We are not machine. So it is not compulsory power ikana poga that சொல்ல முடியாது. So அதனால வந்து they have some people have that range. So before that you should check your voice. I can reach pa. Okay, I can take this song. Or I can reach me. Okay, maybe it will be better to have such higher song. So அப்படி நீங்க வந்து select பண்ண முடியும். And yes, if you are a short tone singer, don't select lower octave songs, which like amma amma inda naruiru nanum. So the problem is short tone singer have very low frequency rate in lower octaves. Yeah, sure. So I can probably give you a demonstration here. We have Arun Prasad, who is our administrative head, is one of the best singer in our team, and especially after that, so you can see the difference, and you tell who is based on or who is sharp tone, right?
Okay, so there's going to be a demonstration done. You are going to find out who has a
Bass tone?
sharp tone, who has a bass tone. Okay, let's experiment this. Yeah.
First ulla vaanga. So he is Arun Prasad.
Arun Prasad is our CFO. He is CAO, the Chief Administrative Officer of our company. Fantastic singer. He came in as a customer of us. He joined the Padarivu Padikarivu in 2021 as a singer. He wanted to get chances to sing in stages, and that's how he came in. And he was in classes as well with Kaushik for some time. I think with Uday for some time. And then he later wanted to be part of Padarivu Padikarivu's working team itself, and that's how he came. So it's a beautiful story. A customer becoming one of the directors of the company. He's a fantastic singer. He's one of our biggest hits in our concerts. So very happy to introduce him. So only that much I can tell you now, because you are going to find out a few things more about it.
Great. So we'll go with the famous song Pachamala Poo. You all know that from Ilayaraja sir. Pachamala Poo. No? Yeah.
Yes.
So we start with Pallavi. First I'll go to sing, and next Arun will sing, right?
പച്ചമലപ്പൂ നീ ഉച്ചിമലത്തേ പുത്തനുറയിൽ നീനന്ദവനത്തേര് അടിയെ പൊന്നമണി ചിരിച്ച വെള്ളിമണി കിളിയെ കണ്ണൂരങ്ക് ജോലി ജോലി പച്ചമലപ്പൂ നീ ഉച്ചിമലത്തേ പുത്തനുറയിൽ Okay, what did you Yeah, okay. Now the same song, Arun is going to sing. നീ ഉച്ചിമലത്തേനു പുത്തൻ കൊരയേത് നീ നന്ദവനത്തേര് അഴകെ പൊന്നുമണി ചിരിച്ച വെള്ളിമണി കിളിയെ കണ്ണൂരങ്ക് ദൂരി ദൂരി.
So, which voice is very clear?
For this particular song, which voice was brighter?
Brighter.
The first one.
The first one.
Yeah, that is reason. Yeah.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Because the word I used was brighter. Yeah.
Which voice is very clear in terms of sounding and in terms of feel?
Heavier is the right feel.
I feel like both were same.
Both sound the same for you.
Okay. Like anyone?
Same. Okay.
Same. Okay. Great.
How can two different voices be same?
I still feel like Arun sir lah.
Huh?
Sorry, ma.
Both are same.
Both are same. Is it okay? Okay.
அதே சேமா சொல்றாங்களே.
I think the first one was more clear.
First one is more clear.
Okay.
Second, Anya sang a bit easier and he was comfortable.
Yeah.
There lies the answer.
Yeah.
There lies the answer. Because yes, if in terms of you are asking about clarity, if you are talking about the grip of the voice, Uday might have sounded better because marginally he is more trained than Arun. That's the difference that you are saying. But in terms of being comfortable hitting those notes, in terms of the comfort with which Arun was able to deliver is because of the fact that he's a bass tonality singer.
Yeah.
So he's able to sing that comfortably because it is his natural octave to travel. We had to call Arun because all three of us sitting here are sharp tonality singers. All the three of us. He is our bass tonality singer of the team, right? So we had to literally call him to actually give you that difference.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Maybe proper actual or bass voice or ஒழுங்கா பாட சொல்லுங்க.
ஆமா, exactly. Just a minute. Last time பாட சொல்லும்போது usually பாடுற பாட்டே சொதப்புறாரு. Okay. We'll go with மன்றம் மந்திரங்களுக்கு. Yeah.
Yes. மன்றம் வந்த பெண்களுக்கு மஞ்சம் வர நெஞ்சம் இல்லையே அன்பே என் அன்பே தொட்டவுடன் சுட்டதென்ன கட்டழகு வட்ட நீலவும் கண்ணே என் கண்ணே பூவாடமே கூடாதென்னும் மானம் உண்டோ சொல்லி மன்றம் வந்த பெண்களுக்கு மஞ்சம் வர நெஞ்சம் இல்லை அன்பே நன்பே தொட்டவுடன் சுட்டதென்ன கட்டழகு வட்ட நிலவும் கண்ணே கண்ணே. You find the difference, the heaviness in his voice, the depth that he is able to produce on the lower octave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So that is strength of his voice. Okay. So we are going to see what is weakness.
He sounded like original. That's a very good point. You know why? Because S.P. Balasubramaniam is
has
a
that
bass
bass
tonality.
tonality.
Yes. That's why he sounds more original.
Okay. So now we are going to see the first point, which is what is our weakness. If wait, அதையும் மாத்தி விடுவோம். Wait. So yeah. So now I'm going to sing. Yeah. So ஏன் பெண் என்று பிறந்தாய் அந்த சாங் தெரியுமா ஏதாச்சும்? ஏன் பெண் என்று பிறந்தாய். ஆமா, ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் தான். ஓகே, மறுவார்த்தை பேசாதே. மறுவார்த்தை பேசாதே.
Yes.
யாரா அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒன் ஆர் டூ.
Yes.
So now we are going to sing Chanam. தொலை தூரம் சென்றாலும் தொடுவானம் நின்றாலும் விழியோரம் தானே மறைந்தாய், உயிரோடு முன்பே கலந்தாய், வழிகாட்டும் கடிகாரம் தரும் பாதை அறிந்தோம், உடை மாற்றும் இடைவேளை அதன் பின்னே உணர்ந்தோம், மறவாதே மனம் அரணாவரும் உணர்ந்தோம் கோலம் இனிமே மழைக்காலம். ஓகே, சோ கேட்டுச்சு எல்லாருக்கும். இப்ப அதே சேம் ஏரியா இஸ் கோயிங் டு சிங். விடியாத காலைகள் முடியாத மாலைகள் வடியாத வேர்வை துளிகள் பிரியாத போர்வை நொடிகள் கடிகாரம் தருவாடை அறிந்தோம், உடை மாற்றம்.
You got the difference? See, the kind of voice that you saw in Mandramanda Tendalukku or the Pachamalapu that he sang, it is not about the generational difference. This song travels in the higher octave, right? Majorly. So then you can see his voice tonality kind of, yes, the first one sounded more original because it was the sharp tonality singing that particular song. So now you get the difference? Yeah, great.
So the main issue is while he is singing on that higher octave, maybe you can anyone answer.
Two different tones and voice and different pitches.
Yeah, correct. Precisely what it is.
So our பாடும்போது higher octaves பாடும்போது you can feel some kind of a shivering tone. விடியாத காலைகள். So that is the indication for this is not our comfortable area. So this kind of indication, maybe you have different pattern, right? Blocking or cracking. So then you should know your voice is not a comfortable zone for the higher octave. Okay, that's the main first point. For the tonal different. Maybe before that you are selecting a song, you should know your pitch. You should know your octave. Okay, then only select the song. The second thing is feel factor.
Thank you so much, Arun.
Thank you.
I think he deserves a round of applause because he's a singer himself. He's a professional singer himself. He was ready to put himself, down and demonstrate as such what you had to understand from that. Thank you so much, Arun. Great spirit. Thanks.
Yeah. So in terms of feel factor, the second major thing in competition, the feel factor. So generally, singer point of view, if we are selecting some hard song like மன்னவன் வந்தானடி தோழி, so நம்ம அந்த மாதிரி பாட்டு செலக்ட் பண்ணா people will look up நம்மள வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி fantastic singer அப்படின்ற ஒரு ஆங்கிள் பார்ப்பாங்க அப்படின்னு we believe, but that is completely wrong. In competition, maybe it can be a very easier song like அழகே அழகே எதுவும் அழகே. You know all that. Putra have got national award for this particular simple song.
I sang it before.
Enama?
I sang the song before.
Oh, very good.
Great, super.
Yeah.
I love the song.
Very good, Srishana. Super.
So maybe the simple song will create our voice, that impact. It is much better than a hard song. So majorly you just think about all these tick boxes. One is complete what was that? Sangadis. So don't take too much Sangadis songs. Okay, like if you are completely trained in Carnatic, don't take these songs. It's a simple aspect because while we are singing on that area in front of judges, we'll get little bit nervousness. So நீங்க நல்லாவே பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு you practice very well on that particular song. ஆனா நம்ம பிரசன்ட் பண்ணும்போது அந்த சங்கதி விழாது because of that fear factor.
See, it's as simple as you are trying to carry too many bags with you. All right, you're going somewhere. Just because you have too many bags that you have in your disposal, you pack everything on it. Instead of taking one big box, you are packing different things in about 5 different boxes and trying to pull it. Right, that's how it is to select songs with a lot of kasangadis and brigas, the tougher ones. It's going to be very difficult to carry that and move forward. But
Yes,
taking a simple single box and just do whatever needs to be done, just do justice to it. Take up a decent song where you can do justice and deliver is what he's trying to say. So we tend to think that we have to pick up the toughest of songs to actually excel in a competition, because that's what will create the wow. Now, what creates a wow? You pick up a very simple song, say for example a male song like a Rajaraja Solan, and go and deliver it with the right feel of that song, with the right dynamics, without
the right
with confidence and without a Shruti slip, because it's the easiest song to deliver without one Shruti slip. Yes, that's all. Yeah, we are going to be judges, don't worry. And these are gender instructions that are given to our judges as well. So they don't go by the song, but they go by the delivery of the song.
and there is one more thing is also there. In terms of tonality, sharp don't have that quality of Pudi Sangadis. Gangaikare Vannanadi, Kannan Magannanadi. So this kind of very hard Sangadis இருக்கக்கூடிய part வந்து sharp tonality very very easier compared to bass tone, because they have that softer tone. No, so அவ்வளோ clear-ஆ வந்து the சங்கதிக்கு வந்து we cannot deliver if you are a bass tone singer. So if you are a bass tone or if you are a short tone singer, please just tick box this, right? So we can do this or not before the song selection, right? And the third one is dynamics aspect. Dynamics aspect. So what is dynamics first of all?
Now, what is dynamics?
Anyone?
What are dynamics?
Dynamics are like where to go high, where to go low.
Okay, where to go high?
I mean,
Where to go high, where to go
not the
low?
pitch, the feel of the song, like how low the volume should go, like softness. sharpness, it should-
Exactly. Yes.
Keyword is volume.
Yeah, that's balance.
Dynamic is like a rhythm.
Okay, dynamics is the rhythm. Who telling you? Who told this?
Who told rhythm is dynamics?
We
Pritika,
Okay.
Okay.
No answer is wrong in music. Yeah.
Super. So dynamics is balancing of sounding. Yes, you are exactly right. Booming. Yes. So balancing of sounding. So generally, bass tone singer have that natural soft dynamics aspects. So like see SPT sir and CS Sudas. Okay, the two different voices which have, first one is naturally have the soft tonal dynamics, which is SPB sirs, right? And the second one is natural raw dynamic. It means
I think more than Yesudas, the best example would be Malaysia also.
Malaysia also, maybe, yeah.
I'm talking to the Malaysians.
Yeah. Malaysia also, maybe, yes. So what is natural soft dynamics? What is raw dynamics? First, the soft dynamics is I'll give you an example. அவள் உலக அழகியே நெஞ்சில் விழுந்த அருவியே சுட சுட சுகங்களை கொடுக்கிறாள் என் காதல் தேவதை. So it is a raw dynamics. Okay, I'm not exaggerating where I have to push where I have to pull sounding down, where I have to push sounding up. So that is called the raw natural dynamics in short tone. as well. சுட சுட சுகங்களை கொடுக்கலாம் என் காதல் தேவதை. So, anyone find that difference?
You get the difference where he punches, where he actually absorbs the sound and sings. You can relate this to your daily life.
Yeah.
Right. When you are talking to somebody who's a stranger, there is a neighbor's daughter who has come, and she does something she is not supposed to do. You cannot shout at her the way you shout at your own daughter, right? They will say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. You need to know that you have to be softer. But if you are like, hey, are you left? That's a difference, right? So even that gets applied in a song as well, depending on the kind of lyrics that runs into a particular song.
Yes, exactly. So and the dynamics aspect is third tick box, right? The first one is octave, and the second one is what?
Feeling. Feeling.
Yeah. The third one is dynamics. Okay. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the fourth one is song selection. In majorly singers have that kind of a problem to select the song between the competition. So generally we have that kind of a little bit shiverness or a little bit nervousness. That's why we're selecting a wrong song and perform. So best, you have some songs which is your comfortable areas, comfortable songs. நிறைய நம்ம பாடக்கூடிய பாட்டெல்லாம் வந்து please select and have that kind of a note with you, and train the song again and again, right? So அந்த மாதிரி select பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க, which is best way to approach, because sometimes judges will ask, can you please sing another song, can you please sing another genre, can you please sing another like feel. So அப்ப நம்ம கிட்ட வந்து கண்டிப்பா லிஸ்ட் இருக்காது. So then only we talk, okay, we can sing that song, we can sing that song. So அந்த நர்வஸ்னஸ் இல்லாம கிளியரா இருக்கக்கூடிய பாடலா எடுத்து வச்சுக்கோங்க songs. Okay, that's the fourth main thing. And in terms of voice protection, majorly நிறைய நம்ம வந்து ஃபேஸ் பண்றோம். நிறைய இந்த ஐஸ்கிரீம், don't eat ice creams, don't eat hot waters or whatever, cold waters, nothing. You just feel free. Voices not have any kind of problem. SPB is he cannot live without cold water. So it is not about that cold water or hot water. So generally don't strain your voice with your friends. Majorly our friends we just shout and scream. So that kind of an over frequency handling, it is affect your vocal cords. Okay, generally. So majorly don't shout that much and don't scream that much. Maybe we have fun with our friends. I know we cannot control, but mainly focus on that the screaming. Don't scream. Okay, so அங்கதான் வந்து நம்மளோட vocal cordsல இருந்து tears வந்து of course வரும். அதனால நம்ம vocal cordsல நிறைய ப்ராப்ளம் வந்து கிரியேட் ஆகிறதுக்கான ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் ஆர் தேர். ஓகே, அண்ட் நிறைய வாட்டர் கன்சியூம் பண்ணுங்க. பாடுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நிறைய ப்ளீஸ் டேக் மோர் வாட்டர், ப்ளீஸ் ட்ரிங்க் மோர் வாட்டர், பிகாஸ் மோர் அண்ட் வாட்டர் எல்லாமே. ஸோ நிறைய எடுத்து கன்சியூம் பண்ணுங்க, பிகாஸ் சம் டைம் our throat automatically will get dry, and now it is my voice is completely dry now because my voice is
Yeah. In the meantime, there was an interesting question. We will definitely answer that. There was a question which read, can a boy sing a girl's song?
Of course, it is not a problem to sing a song because the octave different.
Maybe the question that is being asked is
for competition.
For competition, but generally girl oda song boy paadala, girl mariye paadakudadu.
So there is octave difference in between girls and boys. Yeah. We can demonstrate now with this also.
Anyway, do that. So
yeah,
part of it.
Okay, maybe yes. Later part they'll explain about these things, right? So majorly, short tonality singer have that natural quality of octave, natural quality of dynamics, natural quality of throw. Okay, majorly நிறைய throw வந்து இந்த ஷார்ட் டோனாலிட்டிக்கு இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? So if you are selecting some throw, a complete throw like கண்ணை கசக்கும் சூரியனார அந்த மாதிரியான சாங்ஸ் தான் நீங்க செலக்ட் பண்றீங்கன்னா இந்த பாயிண்ட ரொம்ப மைண்ட்ல கேர்ஃபுல்லா வச்சுக்கோங்க. If you are a bass tone singer, you cannot hit that exact throw, right? So that is the main thing. So and in bass tonality, they have lot of quality in feel, dynamics, and lower octaves. They are very very comfortable and very very stronger in lower octaves. Okay, so அப்ப நீங்க low songs எடுத்தீங்கன்னா you can sing better, right? So that is the main thing in bass and short tonality. It is just a simple maybe simple factors that what I told you now. Maybe இன்னும் நீங்க டீப்பரா உள்ள போக போக you can learn a lot from these things, and it is depends on frequency, it is depends on velocity, it is depends on depth of the voices, and there is lot of measures or measure voices between the sharp and bass tonality in the EQ. A lot of things are there, but I don't want to confuse you now with that particular area. So நம்ம போக போகலாம் அதை தெரிஞ்சுப்போம். Of course we'll look at that later. இப்போ உங்களோட வாய்ஸ் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க பாடும்பொழுது உங்களோட ஆக்டேவ் செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. உங்களோட ஆக்டேவ் கரெக்டா அந்த பா தாண்டி போகுது அப்படின்னா யூ ஆர் கம்ஃபர்டபிள் அண்ட் யூ கேன் செலக்ட் ஹையர் ஆக்டேவ் சாங்ஸ். இஃப் யூ ஆர் நாட் கம்ஃபர்டபிள் பாக்கு மேல போகல அப்படின்னா டோன்ட் செலக்ட் ஹையர் ஆக்டேவ் சாங்ஸ். ஸோ டெஃபினெட்லி யூ ஆர் a bass tone singer, right? And the second point is feel factor. If you are a bass tone singer, you have that soft kind of feel. If you are a short tone singer, you have that raw dynamics, so raw feel. So soft feel இருக்கக்கூடிய பாட்டு அப்படிங்கிறதுனா you will be better in that for bass tonality if you are a bass tonality. Or if you are a short tonality, please select some kind of like little bit folkish. Yeah. வேளங்குச்சி ராவளச்சி வெள்ளிவண்டி செஞ்சுட்டானே. So that kind of songs have that a little bit raw feel. So you can sing, right? If you are a short tonality. And in the dynamics aspect, dynamics, they have that natural ups and down dynamics in bass tonality. They have natural straight line. Maybe it's sounding like ஒரே சவுண்டா கேட்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும் ஷார்ப்ல, ஆனால் that natural dynamics will automatically அது கூடவே வந்துட்டு இருக்கும் வாய்ஸ்ல. You can check with that your voice. So அப்ப நீங்க செக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த மாதிரி சாங்ஸ் ப்ரிஃபர் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Yes. And the fourth one என்ன சொன்னேன்? யாராவது சொல்லுங்க பார்ப்போம். Fourth one என்ன சொன்னேன்?
Song selection.
Song selection, exactly, yes.
வாடி புத்துனா அது ப்ரமோஷன் ஆயிடுச்சு.
அப்படியா? அவ மோட்டோல என்ன சொன்னேன்னு எனக்கு தெரியலையே.
ஃபீல் தனியா டைனமிக்ஸ் தனியா சொன்னேன். அதனால 5 years
maybe, yeah. So song selection, song இந்த criteria நீங்க பார்த்துட்டு you should select your songs, and you should have your own selection of list of songs, right, before entering competitions, right? These simple things இதை நீங்க ரெகுலரா பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ண it will automatically reflect in your voice, right? ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா உங்களால வந்து கிளியரா பாட முடியும், ரொம்ப கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா பாட முடியும், as well உங்களோட கம்ஃபர்டபிளோட பாட முடியும், right? சிம்பிளா தான் இப்ப சொல்லியிருக்கோம். மேபி laterly we'll see in detail. Yeah. So these are simple things. Super. Anyone have questions?
Any questions before we let Uday go? Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, I have a doubt. When we casually sing at home with a karaoke app or listening to songs and singing, our voice, we can sing properly. But the moment we go onto the stage with all the Dolby Digital sounds, the way we sing naturally, it doesn't come. I feel I have to change my voice a bit because of the big.
Exactly. Yeah, I can understand your question. It is completely different compared to a raw voice in with all the complete speakers. Yeah, of course. There is a lot of difference because there is complete setup. EQ setup. Equalize the
very simple. It's physics at the end of the day. It's physics. you are standing and singing inside your house where you are used to the frequencies. It is in a specific shape
And
and the walls are closer.
maybe it is very smaller space,
Yeah.
your house is very smaller space. You can sing and you can hear your voice very clearly. And in the bigger area or bigger arena like various spaces the Padamodi, you cannot hear your voice that much clearly. So then the speakers will push your voice to another maybe person who are
It has a lot of space to travel. The sound has a lot of space to travel. What you end up hearing in a larger auditorium of your voice is completely different from a smaller basically because of this. It's in a physics. The decibels gets spread in a bigger space.
And also there is called equalizer, which is helps to enhance your voice. Sometimes sound engineers, proper sound engineers maybe know that. சின்ன sound engineers அதை பத்தி பெருசா கேர் பண்ணிக்கிறது இல்ல. They'll check randomly. They'll put some EQs. They'll put some things. So that's why அதுல கூட நம்மளோட voices வந்து change கேட்கலாம்.
We are covering that aspect as well in the preparedness when it comes to singing on the stage. We have that aspect covered as well. How do you ensure that you are comfortable hearing your own voice? So that is also something which is covered in the subsequent session. Yeah, the subsequent topic. Yeah. Super. Yeah.
So again, I have another question.
Yes,
So in the first round, if you are singing a Telugu song, who is going to judge us? Is like any person? I mean, how are you going to judge if you don't know the language? If the judge,
What's the language of music?
Telugu.
Is there a language for music?
No, there's no language,
right? You're going
but
to
only
sing, right? And
how the swaram is, the pitch, the shruti, everything is checked. That's it, right?
Absolutely yes.
You also
Even the dynamics and
Maybe
feel is
if
something
we
which
have
we
any
suddenly relate to.
if we have any doubts in diction, maybe we will ask our friends to clarify that with your video.
A very simple example, if I may give you. Maunamaneram. I do Maunamenadoi. What different? Language, but
No difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
the music is same.
So whatever you are delivering, even in terms of the feel and dynamics are concerned, it's not only about the lyrics as alone, right? The overall feel of the song is something which anybody, any trained singer or musician would be able to relate to. So end of the day, it is music, so it has no barriers, it has no languages. It's one and the same for everyone. So don't worry about that. Even if you come and sing in Korean, we'll be able to judge.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the song which is trending now, which language it is, nobody knows. Yeah.
Any questions?
Any other questions before we let Uday go? Okay.
Brilliant students.
Right,
Sir.
so,
Sir,
Akshara Ashok.
வந்து ஓடிட்டாங்க.
Amma.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Uday, for your time. We held him back. He has a recording and somebody is waiting for him as well. We have a recording studio next door. So he has a recording to be done now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear contestants. All the best for your competition. Prepare yourself very well and sing well.
And most probably you'll see Uday meeting you physically during your grand finale. So he'll be one of the judges there in that grand finale. Probably. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. Anne.
nice you said.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If we are not leaving, not brothers, only brother. Only one brother is leaving.
Thank you, sir.
Other two brothers are still here.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, all your thanks are taken.
Thank
Passed
you,
on.
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, my camera isn't working.
Right, so it's a good start. We kind of tried understanding, what tonalities are all about and how do we select a song that would suit us the best. And then accordingly go about selecting the song. And then once we select the song, what will we do? What is the next step? What we usually do? Once we select the song, what do we do?
We listen to it and practice.
Exactly.
Precisely. I mean, so beautiful answer. Who said this?
Akshara Ashok, sir.
Akshara. So So it's not just practice, you listen to it and practice. I love that answer. I love that answer, Akshara. Amazing. So that's what it is. We are going to now look at the process of how do we practice. That's something which is extremely important. I've chosen a song. I took a checklist, just like the way Uday told me. I checked whether it suits my song, whether the octave reaches for me, whether I'm able to bring that feel of that song. I'm a sharp tonality singer. I've decided that I'm going to sing a folk because that's better for me. I'm a bass tonality singer. I'm going to sing a softer, melodious song because that's better for me. I've selected that. And finally, I've arrived at, okay, these are 4 or 5 songs that I want to sing. Now, how do we go about practicing it, right? As Akshara Ashok rightly said, the key, the first and foremost thing, the key is listening, right? So that's extremely important. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you this from a psychological point of view. You all will remember a little bit of your childhood, all of them, most of you are still children. Your childhood in a sense like when you grew up, right? When you started talking, when you started walking, when you started running, when you even started standing, right? You all remember nobody taught you. Did anybody teach you? Did Amma come and teach you that, hey, this is how you have to stand? Put your first right leg first, balance it, then put your second leg and stand up. Did your mom teach you, do you think? Like that? Did any of the mothers teach like that? This is how you have to stand, this is how you have to speak, this is how you have to sing? No, right? How did we learn it then? How does a child starts suddenly speaking 1 or 2 words, suddenly starts sitting, suddenly starts crawling, then in a few days starts standing, then walking, then running? How does the child do all this?
By hearing and
By observing.
observing. Hearing and observing.
So we all agree our brains are extremely good when it comes to observations. It's extremely good when it comes to listening. It's extremely good when it comes to picking up things by just observing. Yes? Yes? We all agree to that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. And that's why it is extremely important that we let our brain do what it is best at. So one of the things that it is best at is listening. The more and more and more I listen, without even me noticing it, I will pick up a song. That's the reality. You can try singing it thousands of times, but it will not be as effective as listening to it 1,000 times. Just by listening to a particular song repeatedly, hundreds of times, 50 times, 60 times, hundreds of times, you can pick up a lot of things. So you have to listen more. More than start trying to sing, you should listen more. That's a key. Even in terms of listening, we are going to give you some tips in terms of how actually the musicians prepare, or at least we can give you clues in terms of how we prepare for our concerts. Right? We keep conducting concerts. We did a 108 hours continuous singing concert last year. For 4.5 days, we were singing continuously in Chennai International Airport. Right? So we keep conducting one big such events every year. Even this year, we have something called a sing-a-thon coming in October. We are going to sing in 4 different cities in 4 different weekends of October for breast cancer awareness. So how do we prepare for a particular song to sing? Or because we are mentors, we teach people how to sing songs. How do we prepare ourselves to teach a particular song line by line? If we give these tips to you, it will really help you in preparing for your competition. Nobody does this in the world, huh? To be very honest. Nobody gives you the trick of the trades. Right? Tricks of the trade, nobody gives you. Nobody comes and tells you this is how we prepare, but this is what it is. Okay, I'm going to teach you a few things. I'm going to kind of reveal a few things that you can make a note of. It will help you extremely enough to actually prepare for a song. The first one I'm going to talk about is a website called vocalremover.org. Vocalremover.org. If you type it without space, vocalremover.org, there is a website, there is an artificial intelligence AI website that pops up. You know what it does for you? Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess what?
It creates a -1.
-1 track it can create. The -1 track is a karaoke at the end of the day that you can sing on. The most important thing that it does is that it removes the voice alone of that particular song and gives you. So it gives you two options. Either you can make the volume, the vocal zero or the music zero. If I make the music zero, I'm going to get the vocal alone. So if I'm learning Hariharan song, I'm going to hear only Hariharan's voice in that particular track. So I can remove the music, extract only the voice, and download that in a MP4 format or MP3 format and keep it in my mobile or a website. That's the first step. Okay. Then what I do is that I keep listening to them, and when I keep listening to them, there is a trick there as well. Now, should I keep listening to the whole song again and again in loop? It's good. It's good, but it's better if you can just keep hearing the Pallavi alone continuously repeated times. Right? I cut it. You can use, there are various different software tools, free to use tools. One is Audacity, Audacity. Audacity is a free to use tool which allows you to put the track on the interface and cut it only till where you want to keep hearing repeatedly. And then you can, hear them back. You can just keep listening to, just add it to your MP3 player and it just keeps playing again and again, again and again, again and again. Yeah. So that's one thing which you can use. There's something called a Filmora. Filmora also allows you to, cut it and use it. And there is this Garage Band in iPhones, the Apple products. Band Lab. There is something called as Band Lab. All these are tools that lets you cut the tracks you want. So what I do is that I cut the tracks and I practice. I'll show you an example. Now, what do? I wanted to sing a song recently, and what I did was I just cut them into pieces and got it ready. For example, Poomale Vangi Vanda. Poomale Vangi Vanda. You have all heard this song? Now, what I did to it, let me show you. There are some, first of all, I identified some of the tougher portions and I cut them. Now, starting, there's an alap. Okay? Can you hear? The track. This goes to the next track. I've cut another track. It is not singing Kumale. See this alone. I made a playlist of it. So just an example, in some of these tracks, what I also ended up doing is, you can do it in BandLab, you can even do it in Filmora. You put the track, there is something called as a speed. Reduce that speed to 0.75x. If you right click, there will be an audio option where you can reduce the speed. If you look at it, this particular alap that you heard last is at 0.75 speed. Right? So, for example, is the right speed of the song. But when I slow it, so it slows down. So I'm able to hear to each and every note very clearly. If you saw in the cut tracks, some of them were at 0.75x. So I create a playlist. What I do, Pallavi, okay, today the 1 hour I'm going to spend in just learning the initial alap. So I put it on loop. The alap will keep running for 50 times. Again and again and again and again. The 51st time I'm trying to sing, it will be a magic, but I'll be able to at least do justice to 80% of it. And then it improves with my practice. So there is no better thing than listening repeatedly. And when you listen, you can do this. This is a beautiful tip that has been working for all of us. Remove the vocal, put it in a software. We'll have given you the names of the software: BandLab, Filmora, Audacity, or Garage Band. Just put it over there right click, go to audio, reduce the speed, and save it as a MP3 in your system. Just keep listening to it again and again and again and again. Okay? Even before you do that, it'll be great if you can identify the hotspots of the song. In Pumale Vangi Vanda, the initial alap is a hotspot. There is a alap in the second channel, which is a hotspot. The end of the charanam is a hotspot. So I identify, I cut that, those specifically, and reduce the speed, and I keep hearing to them again and again and again, and automatically gets into my brain. Yeah, good tip, interesting. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Great. Fantastic. So this is one way by which you can keep listening again and again and more and more. Now, Kaushik, let me ask Kaushik. Kaushik, for ear training, so I would like to listen, but I don't have the patience at times, right? How do I train my ears to listen to a song, especially when it comes to the Shruti aspect? Now, all this can help me in terms of getting the nuances, getting the flow of the song, getting the melody and all that. But some people have Shruti issues, right? They don't stick to a particular Shruti.
Yeah.
Are there ways by which they can counter that and get better with Shruti? How do we get there?
Definitely yes. With respect to Shruti, it's one of the most important parameters. And when it comes to film music singing, that's predominantly what sets it apart from Carnatic music. Where in Carnatic music, there is a song and somebody has written the lyrics and composed the song. For example, if there is a song like Kurayondru Millai Mare Murti Kanna, somebody has written the lyrics, they have made the ragam and they have set it. We have heard this even 400 years ago, 200 years ago, and even yesterday. And there are males and females who sing it. But what happens in film music is very different because every song is set to a particular Shruti. That's the first major distinguishing factor. So, because we've been repeatedly listening to a tune, even without our knowledge, the tune goes and gets stuck into our heads, which is what Nagesh was saying some time ago. Saying there is a tune which is automatically going or running in our heads and it's drilled into our subconscious minds. So, for Shruti, the first important aspect is to tune our ears to identify what is that tune that's being sung. For example, I'm going to demonstrate this, and this is what we are going to be facing eventually. When we go and appear for a song, we put a -1 track, and the first thing that I hear is a track. And my next challenge is to ensure that my voice is going to match with the Shruti in the track. I don't need to know whether it is G or G sharp or A, all that is different. I'm just going to use my ear and you are going to tell me whether I'm on Shruti or not. So that's a very simple demonstration that I'm going to give now. I'm going to pick a random track, okay? And we'll demonstrate this.
To give credit to Kaushik, Kaushik is a patent holder for a Shruti app. So his family has produced an app actually which is yet to be out in the market. But it is extracted from the real Tampura. All the other major Shruti apps that you see are all synthesized sounds. But this is extracted from the original Tampura, and they have done a great research on it, and it is perfect. Even if you play it for about 4 to 6 hours of time, the Shruti variation won't happen at all, even at a decibel level.
So I picked a random track, okay? This is my first challenge. Okay. Now, I heard this. The song is Sri Ranga Ranga Nadani. Okay? I'm sure most of you have heard of this song. So, I'm choosing a -1 track. My ears are listening to the Shruti and there were some beats. So, what do I need to do? First thing is to ensure that I match my voice to this. So, can we play it again? Ganga Shanka Chakaveri Srirangesha Manohari Kalyana Shari Kalushari That's the track which is going to be coming. So the first thing, are we on track? If I perceive this incorrectly, what happens? Srirangaranganathanin Padavandanam Seyyadi Sridevi Ranganathanin Padnamam Santanam Solladi.
Your marks have gone there itself.
How is it sounding? There was an expression in most places, hey, something is wrong. So the point is, the moment we hear a discordant note, subconsciously we know that we are striking the wrong notes. So that is also a very integral part of ear training, where unless we listen to it for the first 10 or 20 seconds carefully, there is a danger of picking to the wrong shruti, and we will continue singing the entire song in the wrong shruti. Correct? Is this a problem that you all have faced sometime in the past? Because with respect to shruti, there are multiple challenges. One, I don't understand the shruti. Second, I start off but then I wander. It's like a car going on a road. Suddenly I go to my right, or I steer to the left, or I lose my direction. Or number three, I don't start properly, but then when the charanam comes, I land on shruti. Or there are other complicated areas, like for example, Urvasi, or most A.R. Rahman songs where there is a track or a shruti change in the song itself. So multiple things happen if you do not perceive the shruti right. I will allow Nagesh to come back, and then we will touch upon this concept of shruti. But for now, are we all clear that the first important thing that we need to do, don't just start singing your song. Allow your ears to listen to it for 15 to 20 seconds. Forget A sharp, B, everything. Listen, train the ears when you practice. Listen to it on loop 100 times if that's required.
Simple. The simple tip here is that, say that you are choosing a particular song, okay? Okay, one of the male singers is choosing Enniya Ponnilav. Enniya Ponnilav, Ponnilavilin Karai. You all know this song? Yeah? So most of you know this song? Okay. This song is composed in C Shruti, right? Now, if I'm going to choose that song, I know that it is C Shruti, right? You can talk to your teachers, you can even go and Google. Google itself will give you, there is a website called Chordify, right? That gives you the Shruti of the song. Now you know that's the Shruti, try to match it. Don't just blindly believe in Google, right? Just play that song and put your Shruti and see if it is matching. Use your Shruti app and see if it is matching, right? Once it matches, yeah, you know that that's a Shruti. Then what you do is that you simply use your app, switch on the Shruti app or a physical Shruti box, and you know that this is a Shruti that you are going to be singing that song in. Just put it in your ears. Keep listening. Just keep humming. Enniya Ponnilav இருக்கு, கட்டாலனே வந்து ஸ்ரீ ஸ்ருதில இருக்கு. இப்ப நான் நாங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் we both are interacting in Shruti C itself. So this is one of the ways by which you can train your ears. Yes, absolutely. So that's the idea. So you just keep humming, you keep speaking in the same Shruti as much as possible. This is one way by which you can get used to the Shruti in which you are singing. Because you keep hearing this on a loop for a very long time, right? It just does not leave you. At least for that particular performance, on the day of performance or the previous day of the performance, just keep listening to the Shruti alone. One of our senior mentors does this. Sushmita does this. Whenever she is going to teach a song and it is in a particular, say, F or F sharp Shruti, she just puts it on while she is cooking. And she will keep humming in the same Shruti. And when we do a teaching show with her, when we are traveling with her, she will keep doing something in that Shruti. She keeps doing something or the other in that particular Shruti. So that's the way by which you can get your ears trained. So, right. So how do you prepare? The first and foremost thing is listening. L for
Listening.
listening. So there are multiple ways to listen, as we said. Listen to the Shruti, get your ear training done on a very regular basis. Go to the website called vocalremover.org, remove the voice, just keep hearing them and you cut that into pieces. Identify which are the areas you want to listen to continuously. Do that. You can reduce the speed, or if you just want to listen to the song in general in a lower speed, you can do that in YouTube. You know that YouTube has the option to slow it up. If you go to the settings, you can go and slow it up to 0.75 or 0.6 or whatever it is, and listen to a song slowly to capture the real details in it. Yeah, right. And then the next thing is L. L is what you saw, listening. The next most important thing is observing. Observing. What do you observe? I listen to a song. What do you observe? Can anyone tell? What is that you will observe in a song?
Feeling.
Sorry?
Feeling.
Feel, yeah, definitely yes. But the first thing that you would observe, the feel, see, you can put it on layers, okay? The feel is something which can be the final layer. Say for example, we cook at home, right? And how does your mom cook? She starts with probably some basic things to start with, and then keeps adding flavor on top of it. That's how it is done, right? In a similar way, feel is important. That is the overall, the covering aspect of the song, right? We can come to that. But at the basic level, once you listen to a song, what are those things that you will observe? The detailings you will observe? Yes? Many people fail to do that. Many people fail to do that. And that's why they don't understand why they don't get, they don't win in a competition against, losing, right? So many people think, I sang it right. Why? Why, they didn't select me? There is a difference between singing, Oogadave, Tartiravai, Puvai, Pinpavai, than Oogadave, Tartiravai, Puvai, Pinpavai. There are details. நீ ஒரு காதல் சங்கீதம் நீ ஒரு காதல் சங்கீதம். There's a difference, right? The song has so much of details that has got captured. Unless you bring those details out, you're not going to score them, right? So it's very important to observe the finer aspects of the song and try to deliver that. Okay.
Here is where I want to add, when we pick up sometimes most of these classics, I'll quickly give you a demo, like how Nagesh was talking about detailing and how we miss the detailing. Okay, I'll take an example of Te Sunavji, which most people aspire to sing, but the brigade doesn't fall in place or we don't get the details right. So the line will go like this. Ullasabai Sallababai. So that's hardly about 7 seconds. But look at the amount of detailing there is in that particular portion. So if you rewind and listen to whatever he said a few moments ago, everything is incorporated here. Be it listening to it in 0.5x speed, or repeated listening, or understanding the Shruti, or breaking it down into pieces. So what we do, how we...
So can we give an example, Kaushik? So
Yeah.
you recently taught this song Udaya Udaya.
Udaya, Udaya.
The Charanam has those quick sangatis, right? Can you demonstrate, sing it in the normal speed and then break it down to show what those detailings are all about? Yeah.
என்னை தொலைத்து விட்டேன் என்னை So this is the real time speed. So it has to come in the throat. What I think has to get executed and come here. And then
So how do you break it slowly?
That's the speed at which I will practice initially.
Can you say it in 1, 2, 3? So if they are not trained in Karate.
Great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yen yen. Ta na 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 na. Ma ma da ni sa da ma. So there are multiple ways to learn. Is what he is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I can learn it as ta na na na. I can
1,
learn
2,
it
3,
as 1, 2, 3, 4. I
A,
can
B,
learn
C,
it as
D.
A, B, C, D or a swaram. And then don't immediately try to sing the full speed, because unless we understand how it comes slow, we will not get the detailing right. So for me to effectively execute and translate what I think into words in my voice, and for the brigade to fall in place, it's not going to come immediately. You might need to do about 100 iterations and then get it in place and nail the brigade.
Yeah, now you understand why it is safer to not pick tougher songs. Because if you derail here, you are going to be caught very easily. So that's a major difference that it makes, right? But at the same time, you might think, okay, how will I start observing all these things? See, initially there will be a period in which you just slow it up to see the details. You will, it's a process. It will not happen overnight. You will get better, and better with it. But the effort has to be put in so that you start capturing these nuances slowly. And that's where a guru can definitely come in handy in terms of making you understand, okay, these are the detailings and this is how you have to sing. And I'll give you one more tip, okay? Now, Kaushik had a beautiful thing to say. I'm learning a particular part of the song where, the briga is quite, the sangari is quite challenging, and I tend to, kind of listen to it and try to sing it very slow, okay? Now, Kaushik, can you sing it in the original speed? Okay. Now, can you sing it in the slowest possible speed? This is how we will learn. Okay, then speed it up. Speed it up. Come to the original speed. Now, there is a beautiful trick here where you can trick the psychology. To get all the more grip on this, what is the original speed? Can you sing faster than that? Again, 3, 4 times. If you are able to achieve this speed, the actual original speed becomes easier for you. That's how our psychology works. That's how our brain works. So when you see, even in terms of high pitches, right? When you are not able to touch the highest note, you keep trying. Try to push one shruti up and keep practicing there. At some point, when you reach that, this suddenly becomes nothing. Then you will realize, oh, was I struggling for hitting this particular note before? This is a small way by which you can always trick your psychology. So there is something tougher, learn it slow, but try to attempt faster than even the original. Then when you actually sing the original, it becomes easy.
I was also wanting to bring in this aspect of visual learning now, where if you look at my hands and the way they move, I am not singing I'm singing because subconsciously I know ma ma da ni sa da ma. So when ma is here, the ni sa da ma. So for people who are visually inclined and who want to look and learn, these are things that get drilled in the subconscious mind.
That is why it's very important if Sugam Karnataka is conducting any concerts where your gurus are singing. If you get a chance to see your guru singing, please be there. This is the traditional way of learning. All the traditional institutes will always insist the sishyas to go and see their guru singing. You know what? It's called muscle mirroring. This is how we started speaking. This is how we started walking. This is how we started running. Go and just observe the way your gurus are singing, and you can definitely capture most of the things that they are able to deliver. It is called as muscle mirroring. So if you get a chance to see any good singer performing, especially your gurus performing, be there as much as possible. That's the best learning that you can actually get. Okay, so we have looked at two things now. The first one is L for listening. The second one is O for observing, right? And then the third one is understanding. Now I can observe. Observe. Okay, there is observing is like this. There is a tough part here. There are multiple sangadis here. There's a quick brigade there. Is observing. Then trying to understand is what we demonstrated. Right? We you break it down, try to demonstrate, try to understand. If you still don't get it, reach out to people that you know. If you're learning from somebody, reach out to them. And this is something which is tough for me. Can you please break it up for me? I'm singing in a competition. I see this to be tougher. If you can break it down for me, I'll probably learn it and tell you what. There's something which you can do.
So to add here, Nagu, in terms of understanding, I use this analogy of a 3-layered chocolate for getting a better understanding. Now, if you take the same line, just for ease of convenience, is the line. So now this has words. But go back to what would have happened initially. There is a composer who had a thought process, and then he conceived the swarams. Okay, he made a tune by connecting the swarams, and then he called a lyricist to write the words on top of it. And then what are we doing now is going back and getting down the original notes that were written. So it started with the notes, the first layer. Then there was a tune, which was my second layer. And then there was a lyricist who wrote the lyrics, the words, which is my third layer. And I'm now trying to go back to pick what the composer originally thought. So for us, in terms of understanding, it's important to understand all the 3 layers so that we get a very sound understanding of any song that you learn under the sun. So that's very simple. So, is the tune. Madani Sadama are the songs. That's the 3 layers.
Fantastic. So that's about observing and then kind of trying to understand what it is. And then comes your D, which is dynamics. Deliver with dynamics. What Akshara Ashok was talking about, the feel. It is like you have prepared a beautiful rasam. Most of you prepare rasam, have rasam at home. Yeah, most of you have rasam at home. Yes. So it's like preparing a beautiful rasam, right? On top of it, it gets completed only when you have those curry leaves on top of it. Yes, that's what adds the final flavor. Without that, it sounds. I mean, it tastes bland, right? So that's what it is. That is dynamics and your feel. And final layer. So once you listen, you observe, then you kind of understand the nuances. You try to break them down, and then you add the flavor to it. That's where you come into the feel and try to understand what they have given in terms of the feel of the song is concerned. For example, it starts with a louder volume. If you sing it like Unnale Yennalum Injeevan Valude, which one is better? Which one is better?
The first one.
First one. The first one.
Yes, you understand the importance of feel or dynamics. And I'll give you probably another example. நிலவே முகம் காட்டு என்னை பார்த்து ஒளி வீசு is one way. நிலவே முகம் காட்டு என்னை பார்த்து ஒளி வீசு. Which one is better?
Number 2.
Number 2. Why?
Then 1.
Number 2.
Why?
Because of the feel.
Exactly. That's how much the feel is important. It is like, the same question asked to a person, right? Like, yeah. It's like, you are not interested in asking that question. Like, yeah. There's a difference, right? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? There's a difference, right? So that's what it is. So it is extremely important in terms of modulating our voice, in terms of bringing the feel to the voice, because that's what, end of the day, as rightly pointed out by Uday, it is an expression. Music is a beautiful expression and it needs to be expressed in the right way, right? So that's what it is at the end of the day. So now to put all these parameters together, listen, observe the nuances, right? Understand them very clearly, learn them so that you are able to deliver, and then on top of it, have all your feel and dynamics added to it. This is how you will prepare for a particular song. Is it clear? Any questions on this before we move on to the next topic? And for listening, I gave you quite a few tips in terms of what tools you can use and how to slow it down, how to cut it down into pieces and keep listening in loop and stuff. Yeah?
Maybe quickly, Nagu, in the next 3 minutes, we can demonstrate. Talked about song learning. We can teach you about alap learning and the way you use the techniques.
Sure. And the same example of
what do you do when you have to learn an alap is what we are going to demonstrate, because that's a challenge, right? Many songs have these opening alaps or something in the interludes, and we always find it a challenge. We may not know swarams or we may not know. So what do we do? Because we are going to talk. Yeah.
Okay, and the long alap, we play it first. Same song we can use. I use this during a press conference.
Yeah.
It's a long alap.
I can sing the small portions. Nagu, you can tell me how to understand this alap better.
So he's singing.
That's what I sang.
Okay, that's what he sang.
Understand how to learn this better.
Yeah. Now, everybody will not be able to give the swaras for it, right? But how we teach is that புது புதுதாய் கனவுகள் பெரி பெரிதாய் தோன்ற நீதான் வந்தாய் நீ என்பது நான் என்பது நாம் தானே. I put a lyrics to it, right? So for me to break it down, I've broken that down into pieces, and I'm kind of trying to learn this with lyrics. So for Bhumi and Sai, you can probably think of some Telugu lyrics to put for the song, right? So if I have to sing in lyrics, சிறு சிறிதாய் கனவுகளே பெரி பெரிதாய் தோன்ற நீதான் வந்தாய் நீ என்பது நான் என்பது நான் தானே. You can put any random lyrics. It need not give you even any meaning. But what you are trying to do is that you are trying to put a word to each of those curves and trying to come up.
On top of that, it will also give you the length of the phrase so that you don't exceed the stipulated length or you don't fall short of what's required. So when you put it into a word, you know how long it actually goes, and especially when you are doing a -1 track, this will come in handy because you know this is the time that I have, and then subconsciously when you practice it 100 times, you will be able to nail the details and get it bang on right on the money.
Absolutely. I think for people who get selected for the finals, you have an opportunity to take up, mentors assistance from Badari before you sing in the finals. If you happen to take such assistance, these are the ways by which our mentors will teach you the songs. These are the ways by which they'll teach you and make you sing effectively. That's kind of a small demonstration. Great. So we'll move on to the next topic, Kaushik. So the first one we spoke about was selection of songs, understanding our tonality and selection of songs, and then we spoke about preparing. What is the third topic?
The third topic, now that I've understood how to prepare for a song, I would like to know how do I deliver the song?
Yeah.
Probably when I get onto the stage, what are the aspects that need to be kept in mind during delivery?
Great. So basically, the delivery is the most important aspect of it, right? Now, for you to understand, for any competition for that matter, what is being looked at is the parameters. You want to talk about generally the parameters that are looked at in a song, Kaushik?
Yeah, sure.
Talking about the Sarigamapa.
Yeah. So whenever you prepare, there are multiple aspects we cover. So I'm going to give a very interesting twist to this. So I'm going to call it the Sarigama Padani technique. Okay, what are we looking at as judges? And this will help you in your prep and delivery as well. So my first sa is what I call the S for Shruti. So in Shruti, if I have to further drill it down, I have my base Shruti, then there are jumping Shrutis in between. When I do a song like Valayosai Gala Gala, for example, so I keep jumping. So those are my jumping Shrutis. Yes, Harish, please, you can excuse yourself. Okay, then I have something called as my landing Shruti, where I come and land on the note. Na 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 na. So I have to land that. And then my sustains. Na 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 na. How's all going? Yeah, so okay, so that's about my Shruti. The second parameter is what I call my R, the rhythm. So here I have to understand what is the tempo of the song. So in film music we call it 3/4 or we call it 4/4, 5/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 or tak kita tak kita tak kita tak kita. Is a 3/4. So you have to understand those kinds of nitty-gritties. What is the velocity? Velocity is the distance between those words and how fast or how slow that word needs.
Yeah, I think see, by and large, sticking to talam,
The talam.
right? Sticking to the talam, and these are some of the sub parameters. You don't have to probably get in very detail
Correct.
into it.
The third one is my
Yeah.
grip, where I talk about different voices that needs to be used, the way I manage my breath. How much of a grip do I exhibit on a song? Then my fourth parameter is called the M, which stands for mood. So I'm able to capture the attitude of the song.
For example, let me give you an example. There is a song in Annamalai.
Ah.
Victory Nichayam, Iduveda Satyam.
Yeah, if we sing it that way, we
This way,
capture the mood.
then Kolge Velvade, நான் கொண்ட லட்சியம் என்னை மதித்தால் என்னுயிர் தந்து காப்பே. This one way of singing. வெற்றி நிச்சயம் இது வேத சத்தியம் கொள்கை வெல்வதே நான் கொண்ட லட்சியம் என்னை மதித்தால் என்னுயிர் தந்து காப்பே என்னை விதித்தால் இரண்டில் ஒன்று பார்ப்பே அடே நண்பா உண்மை சொல்வேன். If I sing it, அடே நண்பா உண்மை சொல்வேன், it's not the feel of the song.
That's the difference exactly between good and great. So the attitude, capturing the energy of the song and all that. Then P, when he said, he actually stressed on it. What was that word?
கொள்கை வெல்வதே நான் கொண்ட லட்சியம்
After that.
என்னை மதித்தால் என்னுயிர் தந்து காப்பே என்னை மிதித்தால் இரண்டில் ஒன்று இரண்டில் ஒன்று.
That's exactly what I was coming to, where he talks about the word stress and understanding the diction and how smooth the words flow. So that's P for pronunciation. And D is what we already spoke about, dynamics, where you not only capture the modulations but also the tonal level, how much or how less you have to sound, and the vocal behavior in total. And then the final N, which stands for nuances. I'm able to get my brigas, my glides, and all my intricacies in terms of the detailing. That's what we are looking at. So, if you add all these up, see how much goes into a song. And that's why we sometimes come out thinking I did really well. But see what amount of detailing.
See, this is from one of our product called Voice Core. What we do is that we do an analysis making people sing, and we give them marks based on how they deliver a couple of songs. And so this is one of the assessment sheets. This is how we, when a new student comes to Paradivo Padiparivo, we do an assessment for 100 marks. And this is what it's a score that clearly tells them this is where they belong. In terms of Shruti, the person is around 50%. In terms of the grip, in terms of rhythm is concerned, they are close to about 55%. In terms of grip, they are 40%, right? Now, when we do the same assessment 6 months down the line, they get to know whether they have improved from this or not. But by and large, it's only about the product here. But by and large, at the end of the day, what it means is that these are the things that are looked at for any performance. It's all important. All these are very important. Now, it might sound like there are too many things that I have to take care. It is like if you start learning car, car driving. Some of you will start learning to drive a car. The first day it looks like I have to take care of the clutch. I have to press the clutch. I have to press the accelerator, remove the leg from the clutch, use the brake, use the gears, use the steering, use the rear view mirror, so many things. It looks like, too many things that we have to do, but once you start driving, it becomes easy. It's like getting the balance in a cycle as well. The first time you fall down, you don't know how to keep your hands, how to keep your legs, how to pedal and all that. Then once you start learning, it becomes easy. That's how singing as well is. So there are so many parameters that needs to be looked at. If you just concentrate more on listening, most of these will be automatically fixed. Yeah. So that's the bottom line. So we can go to the next topic of performance.
Yeah, performance.
Okay, this is where it's going to be really, really interesting for you guys. Some of you might have sung in a lot of stages. Some of you might have a bit of experience on holding mic. I'm going to talk to you about how to hold a mic. How to check whether you are sounding clearly. How do you prepare on the stage for a performance? Even before the stage, how do you prepare yourself is what we are going to talk about. Okay, before we go to that topic, any questions so far?
No.
Okay, is it being useful? Is it interesting or is it boring?
It's okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, very useful. Great. Okay, somebody is finding it boring at least.
Kinda.
Kind of.
Not boring. We can learn a lot of things.
Excellent. Yeah, great. So the next topic that we are going to talk about is preparing for a stage performance. Okay, it's going to be about, there's a difference between singing and performing. We are singing, then there is performing. What is the difference? And how do we ensure our singing is not a mere singing, it is a performance? Okay, those small nuances. Now, I've listened to the song enough, I've learned the song enough, and I've been hearing it on a loop, I've been practicing it enough. All this can happen only till 4 hours before your actual competition performance. Stop all your learning, stop singing too much 4 hours before your performance. It is all there in your psyche. It's there in your brain, it is stored. The psyche will do its job. Trust on that, right? Don't try singing again and again just before the performance for one major reason, that it can spoil your throat. You can get dry.
School children get this example from their teachers and principals all the time, where they say, if the exam is tomorrow, don't cram in the morning on the day of the exam. No, it's already stored in your brain. It's well etched in memory. It's the same analogy that Nagesh is talking about.
Absolutely. So it's extremely important for you to trust your brain. It is very important to trust your own mind. What you communicate to your mind or brain is how it is going to react. If at the last moment, if you still don't trust your practice, if you still don't trust the fact that you will be able to deliver, then you are giving very wrong indications to your brain. So at least, if not 4 hours, at least before 2 hours of your performance, stop singing. Stop singing those songs again and again. Just keep listening. One thing you should never stop is listening. Just keep listening in loop. That's all. You don't have to sing and see and stuff. Don't strain your voice at all. S.P. Balasubramaniam sir does this. So he has told himself in an interview, he goes to a particular city to sing. He gets down from the airport. From airport till he reaches the place where he's going to perform, and till he is going to perform, he'll keep listening to the songs that he's going to sing. But he will never try to sing and see whether he is singing it right, because he has already done so work. So he always trusts his process. So always trust the process. If you follow cricket, MS Dhoni does this, says this every single time. Just trust the process. You will deliver automatically. So keep practicing, do whatever you can till the day of the competition. 2 hours at least before the competition, stop singing. Just keep listening. That will keep you in a good state. Right? Another important scientific thing that you have to note is that any human being, anybody in this world, right? Generally, they don't like their own singing, their own tone, their own voice. They don't like as much. Others do. Some people come and say, "Hey, beautiful, what a beautiful voice you have got." But I will feel like, "Hey, I'm sounding like one Vengayam," right? So that is how we all feel. That's basically it is science at the end of the day. That is how our bones inside the ears are made of, right? When it travels, our own voice travels to our own ears. We don't listen to them in the right frequency, the exact frequency in which others listen to. So that is another reason why you should not try and sing before the competition, because most of the times you will not like your own singing. So don't do it much before the competition. Let the others listen to your voice; they will love it. That's assured. More than how much you like your own voice. Okay, so 2 reasons why you should stop singing 2 hours before your actual performance. Okay, and then you are there during the competition. You're going to sing in the next couple of minutes or 5 minutes down the line. Stop even listening to that song, right? But one thing you can still continue listening is the shruti in which that song is. Switch off the song, switch on the shruti. You know the song is in D, just listen to D shruti for the next 5 minutes. It will keep you in good state, because you are tuning your ears and mind to sing that shruti all through. Yes, Kaushik, you have a point to add there?
Absolutely. Listening and Shruti training is something that you need to do all through the day, is what we would say. Even when you are doing something unrelated, even if you are preparing for your exam, having the Shruti on, there is scientific research which tells you that it will only bring down your pressure, it will have a calming effect on the body, the mind, and the systems. This is proven. So, be on Shruti is what we say.
Last 5 to 7 minutes before your performance, stop your songs as well. You've done enough. You've done enough of listening. You've done enough of practice. Trust your process. Have trust in yourself, and just keep listening to the Shruti alone in the last 5 minutes. I'm telling you this. Just try doing this on 12th when you're going to perform, and you come back and say how much effective this worked for you, because this has worked like magic for 100% of the people so far that we have given these tips to, right? So do that. So keep listening to the Shruti, and then your performance comes. Just get onto the stage, and on the stage, till you get onto the stage, you should absolutely have zero ego. You should never think that I'm going to rock that, this. No, don't think anything at all. Don't think about whether you will do great, whether you will do worse, nothing. Keep it neutral. But when you are on the stage, for those 4.5 minutes, you should definitely feel you are the best in the world. Those 4.5 minutes of delivery, you should feel I'm going to give the best, and give your best. Irrespective of how it comes out, give your best. This is how you prepare your mind. You go onto the stage, you should think, hey, I'm going to be the winner today. But only for those 4.5 minutes. The 4.5 minutes clocks, you finish your song, then back to basics. I should think that I'm nothing. I'm back to zero, learning everything again all over. But those 4.5 minutes, you should think that you are the king. Yeah.
Give them a tagline. When you're on the stage, you own the stage.
Absolutely. When you're on the stage, you own the stage. Just go with that mindset. The mindset will take care of the attitude, and everything else will fall under the place automatically. Okay? Now, then, Bhumi and Sai spoke about, I'm not able to hear my voice very clearly on a stage. How do I counter it? It's a very, very good question. Is there a minimum length of songs that we should choose? Yeah, we'll come to it. Probably we'll share a few things in a couple of days of time to ensure that we all are on same side. Okay. Anyways, so continuing on this, Bhumi and Sai had this question. Like I don't hear my voice very clearly. Okay. Now you all know there is a speaker that is just kept in front of you in any big stage. You have seen that stage. You have seen that speaker just in front of you. Do you know what it is called as?
No.
Do you know why it is kept?
You know why it is kept?
So that the sound, we can closely listen to the shruti of that song.
Precisely. That particular speaker is called as monitored because it lets you monitor your own voice. Now, the very simple thing is when we go onto the stage, we tend to kind of concentrate on the sound that comes from the outside speaker, left and right. And that's when our shruti problems arise. If I put my mind consciously into the monitor speaker just in front of me, I'm going to listen only to my voice very clearly. That's extremely important. The moment you go onto the stage, take 10 to 15 seconds to just say check, 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 hello, check, hello, hello, check. And while we are saying hello, check, I'm saying hello in bass, hello, check, check in sharp, hello, check, hello, hello, check, 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 check. This is how you have heard people saying check, check, check. They are checking all the three, top, middle, mid, and low frequencies. Check, 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 check. Hello, check. Okay, then I'm able to hear. If I'm not able to hear, you can always request the sound engineer. Can you please raise my volume a little bit? Yeah. Hello, check. Okay, it's fine now. That 10 seconds is critical and crucial. You can take that 10 seconds. Okay, anybody will allow in any competition. Okay, just to ensure you hear your voice very clearly. Fine.
And stand on the place where you are able to hear. The stage could be 20 feet long or wide. Stand where you are able to hear, number one. Number two, there is a scientific reason why it is kept this way, because the sound travels at a 45-degree angle into the ears and peaks on the face. If you want to practice Shruti, you can demonstrate and see for yourself at home. Keep the Shruti box behind you. You will subconsciously end up singing Sa at a higher volume than you would actually want. Keep it on your right side, keep it on your left side, keep it in front of you, keep it right parallelly to your forehead. You will see.
Keep your forehead parallel to the mic.
So you will understand that there are different ways in which the sound will travel. That's the point. Okay. Stand where you are able to hear it best.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something which is very important. Go once you are on the stage, check. Say check, check, and check. And check it in 3 different frequencies. Check, 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 check. Right? And once you hear everything very clearly, then you are set. Okay? Now that's something very important. And then your mic handling. The most critical part. You know what? If you know how to handle your mic effectively, even if you are not able to bring in the dynamics that are required in your own voice, you can still adjust it with the mic. If you look at the professional stage singers, not all of them are great when it comes to vocal control, right? But they are extremely good when it comes to mic, controlling the mic, using it effectively. Now, how do we use it? Okay. I've removed the cap so that I can demonstrate it very clearly, right? So this is called as a dynamic mic that is given to you on a stage, something which is given to you on a stage which is thinner and design. Yeah, it is called as a dynamic mic. But when you go to a recording studio, what you see there is called as a condenser mic, right? The condenser mic picks 360 degrees of sound. Wherever you stand around the mic, it picks up. The condenser mics are used in recording studios so as to capture the voices very clearly. But for performances, it is actually the dynamic mic. So dynamic mic doesn't capture 360 degrees. That's the most important learning. So what does it mean? So the way I use it is very important. Can you hear me now? you can only hear me very less. If I don't use it properly, you will see this happening. Can you see the difference? When I'm speaking at the right angle, it gives me good flow. But I go to the side, you have lost me. You have lost me, yes? Yeah? So that's something which is extremely important. So holding the mic, how do I hold the mic? What is the right, what is the kind of right distance from my mouth I should keep it at? Okay? Now, first and foremost thing, how do I hold the mic? The mic has a button to switch it on and switch it off, right? That button should always face the ceiling. It should face up. Why? Because the diaphragm is 180 degrees in a dynamic mic. It is not circular, it is semicircular. So when I keep it here, it captures the best sound. That is number one. Number two, the distance between my mouth and the mic should be 2 fingers. Like this. Like this, right? Like this. I am showing V. I gather it and I keep it like this. So this should be the ideal distance. That's ideal distance. But when I'm singing a high pitch, it's better that I move the mic a little far away from me so that the higher frequencies don't hit, right? Very hard. Okay. Similarly, when I'm singing bass, then I have to keep it closer for it to be heard. But the ideal space is 2 fingers. So 2 fingers between my lips and the mic is ideal. So number one, keep it vertical, parallel to the floor. Don't keep it like this. Can you sense the difference? When I keep it vertical like this, when I keep it in this mode, you are not able to hear me very clearly. Now can you sense the difference? So it has to be parallel to the floor. It has to be horizontal and parallel to the floor. The power button should be facing up so that I get the best of the diaphragm. The distance between my mouth and the mic has to be 2 fingers. So this is ideal. Yeah, one point.
One point I want to add. If you are somebody like me who has the habit of moving the hands while singing, I used to have this a lot in my initial stages. Where I would sing Udaya, Udaya, Udaya.
He brushing his teeth with the mic.
So what happens? You lose the audio output which is actually supposed to be transferred. But then I realized if I keep a standing mic, which is what I do these days, or in case it's a still mic, a mic like this, I ensure that the hand which I use for my briga, it doesn't come from the mouth. My hand gives me the briga, so I hold the mic with my left hand, but I use this hand to move.
So if you have the habit of moving a particular hand, don't hold the mic in that particular hand.
That's the point.
If you move your right hand, hold it on the left hand. Yeah, that's one way by which you can ensure that you get the best sound out. Okay. Now, learning a couple of other things about usage of dynamic mics. If I want the volume to be reduced, one, I can move it away. When I move it away from me, it just reduces the volume. And when it comes closer, it just increases the volume. So the same song. Is one way by which I use my voice. Or I can even do this is another way by which you can handle it. If your dynamics are not yet good enough, you can use the mic to use it. And similarly, you can even use the fade out techniques. When you are singing, can you demonstrate va va pakamba?
Va va pakamba. Pakamba.
If you notice this particular song, it has to fade out every second note. Now, because you just use it up and down. He's moving his mouth. You get the idea now? The mic is here. When he says so yeah, moving up and down will fade out the voice. So when you want to fade out quickly, you use up and down motion. But if you want to take a breath in between lines, You don't want the breath to be captured by the mic, you move it on the side because it cuts the volume. I'll demonstrate that as well. Hello, 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 hello. You get it? But when I do this, you sense the difference? Here the volume goes up and down, but when I do side movement, it cuts off. You get the difference? Yes? So this is how I effectively use the mic. So 2 fingers of a difference between your lips and the mic is critical. The power button facing upwards is critical to get the best quality sound out, and you should know when to push it away from you when you are going for the high. உண்மை சொல்வேன் சவால் வேண்டாம் உன்னை வெல்வேன். If I sing it without moving, அடே நண்பா, it's very loud. Yeah, but I have to give that throw because that song needs that flavor. So I cannot control my flow. If I control my throw, the feel changes. So I'm still throwing, but I'm just pushing the mic away to ensure that the frequency don't go and hit. Then it creates a muffled, tonality in the speaker. Okay, so that's why mic handling.
Voice.
That's you are going to do that. Yeah. So that's about using the mic. Okay. So on the stage, and if you do all these things, it comes automatically with the term performance. And the final flavor to your performance is couple of 3 things you remember. 3 things. Number 1, when I sing, I do a mistake. Don't show it in your face. Don't show that you did a mistake on your face. You know what? The judges might have not noticed it even. There's a chance. There's a small chance. Why do you want to go and tell them that you have done a mistake there? Why do you want to give that obvious thing to the judges or the people watching that you have done a mistake? Never show it on your face. Even if you do a mistake, just continue. That's practicing. Mute la poma. And then second one is have the smile all through in your face when you are singing. That's something which is very important, right? But not when you are singing a song which is a sad song, a melancholic song. But yeah, you should always put a smile. At least even if it is a melancholic song, put a smile during the background music when you're looking at people. And try to establish eye contacts with the people that are watching you. Just look at them. You smile, they smile. And it's a small way by which you trick their mind to start enjoying your singing. I'm a psychologist. I've done advanced certification in something called as neuro-linguistic programming. So I'm talking from the psychology point of view here. You look at people, you show to them that you are enjoying, you are influencing them to start enjoying what you are doing on the stage. Right? So this works for me every single time. I can tell you, I myself as an example, when we do rehearsals here, everybody has, right? The kind of knowledge that Kaushik has. I always have a little bit of inhibition singing in front of it. When we are doing rehearsals, I might sound little, traveling under what is required, right? I might not earn Shruti or Talam, but I'll not give my best. I'll sing normally here. But when I go to the stage, I'll be a beast because I do all these things. When I go to the stage, I think that I'm the best, right? Sometimes my voice doesn't even cooperate during programs. Kaushik has seen it. Even recently, one of the concerts which we did, till we entered the venue, my voice was not even opening. I had a problem with my voice. But when I performed, it was a beast. Completely different. Kaushik was like, when I sang that Andi Mare Podigirathu, Avala, he was like, he looked at me like, it's the same voice with which you were talking to me before the program. That's because it happens because of my mindset. When I go onto the stage, I become a beast. I'm a performer, right? So more than a good singer, I'm a performer. I might do small mistakes, but I know how to trick that, not many people notice it. So they say, fake it till you make it. Anybody, for that matter in music, it takes years together to become perfect. Nobody can call themselves perfect. Yesudas, the very first ragam what is it called?
Kanakangi.
Kanakangi. Yesudas sir practiced Kanakangi for 4 continuous years, it seems. Can you believe? If Yesudas sir takes 4 years to perfect a raga, where are we? So you have to keep faking till you make it, especially when it comes to performing. On the stage, you should learn all these small tricks. And these small tricks are here. Don't show up when you do mistakes. Sport a smile always. As much as possible, try to establish eye contacts with the people that you are watching you and give your good feel that you are singing well. It captures them as well. It makes them feel that you are singing well. These are small ways by which you can use your psychology to become an effective performer on the stage. Yeah. So the final part, the last 10 minutes, is going to be on usage of your chest, head, voice, and stuff like that before we wind up.
Yeah. So here, when we talk about usage of voice, the most important thing which I want all of you to remember is to hit the note, never shout the note. So that's a very crucial thing, and that's a mistake which some of us could do. For example, I will demonstrate it with a song. மலையிட காத்து அள்ளிருக்கு தாலி செய்ய நேத்து சொல்லிருக்கு கொஞ்சம் மறைஞ்சு பார்க்கவா இல்ல முதுகு தேக்கவா அது கூடாது இது தாங்காது இந்த வாழ காத்து சூடு ஏத்துது முத்தி வச்ச மல்லிகை முத்தி. Now, the same song, if I end up shouting, see how it... மலையிட காத்து அள்ளிருக்கு தாலி செய்ய நேத்து சொல்லிருக்கு கொஞ்சம் மறைஞ்சு பார்க்கவா இல்ல முதுகு தேக்கவா அது கூடாது அது தாங்காது இந்த வாழ காத்து சூடு ஏத்துது. How is it? In both cases, the notes remain the same, but it's about how we approach the note. So there is a difference between touching the note and shouting the note. So, and subconsciously, when we reach the high note, we think it is very high. We end up looking at the skies and we end up opening up the mouth more than what we eventually should. Anything you want to add now here about shouting the note?
I think see, the major thing which I can add here is that I learned this in the last 4 to 5 years. You know, I used to, because having a sharp tonality voice, I always add that strong frequency in the output of my voice. Even when I speak louder. So I have this tendency to travel. This is how I used to sing the alap of Mantra Mandal. It's far better.
Now the vocal intensity is the second part which I want to tell you. So for example, when I hit a very open-ended song like Kadala Kadala Kadalil Tavikiren, there is a high portion which Hariharan sir does towards the end, where he goes Janma Bandham Vittu Paguma. Now there is a difference between doing this and doing Janma Bandham Vittu Paguma. It kills the flavor.
So it's a kind of a perception. Higher notes have to be sung louder. It's a very common bad perception.
So the point is, understand that your body is shaped like a tanpura, the device that they use in a Carnatic concert, where there is a base, a rounded base, and then there is a diaphragm, and then there is a top. Our bodies exactly behave the way a tanpura does. So the sound production has to happen from my belly. And then this is where my bottom sighs. And then when we put on the shruti and say sa pa sa, my pa is here and my top sa is here, which is what we technically call as bass voice, chest voice, and head voice. So learn how to use this. So it's not about shouting, but understanding when to shift the voice. And as you reach the higher registers, when you go to the pa, sound will come from the throat. And then when you reach the top sa, it has to come from here. And
I think the simple, I mean, it's a huge topic. I think, for you to master this is a huge topic, but the simple trick by which you can actually achieve some, almost 85% of it is, the higher you go, try to control your volume.
control the volume, reduce it by 50%, knock off what you would actually do. And when you have to prod very well on the bass registers, increase the volume, the sound production.
I think the simple sapasa itself is an example.
Exactly.
Like, the lower sa is sung with not open mouth.
The mouth
is smaller.
almost parallel, the lips are almost parallel to each other, so I say, that's all. I don't need to expend more energy than this. Sa. And then when I come to the pa, I do pa, where my lips are slightly open, and then sa.
That's where the trick is. Now, open your mouth enough when you go higher, but control your volume.
Exactly.
That's all. If when you balance these two things up, the head voice automatically comes.
It will come.
This is what it is. So if you're wondering, because it's a huge topic, Kaushik cannot teach you how to use your head voice immediately, right? It's not very easy. It comes out of practice, but this is a small trick. You open up your mouth, because you have to sing higher, octaves, but control your volume.
And that's what is applicable when you sing real time, right? Because when you pick certain songs, you have to use your head voice whether you like it or not. For example, Ragasiyamai, which Hariharanji does. You cannot shout that. No way you are going to ever achieve that. Where I'm using my head. Not do that. So learn to use the head. Ragasiyamai, Ragasiyamai, tarararai, na 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 na. That's why they strike the balance.
Yeah, so by and large, this is what it is. I guess, we kind of wanted to cover the topics in a sequence. We spoke about understanding our own voices, then about song selections, and then how do we prepare in terms of listening, observing, understanding and delivering with dynamics. And then we moved into, how do we deliver it finally on the stage? How do we counter the stage fear? How do we hold the mic to get the best output, and how to perform versus just sing on the stage? And then most importantly, using your voice to your advantage. So these are the things that we wanted to cover. I think in a sequence, we have covered it as such within the stipulated time. But yeah, music is a huge learning with Sugam Karnataka. Now we have got into a beautiful partnership, and there is also music memberships that are going to open up, which will be announced on 12th for you guys to consider. You can join the whole music ecosystem with us, and we keep doing such workshops on a regular basis. We keep conducting chit chats kind of sessions where we actually discuss various different topics in terms of city singing is concerned, and we also keep conducting virtual meets where anybody can join from anywhere and sing and be part of the singing karaoke meets digitally as well, virtually as well. There is a lot to be offered for the Malaysians in terms of a beautiful music ecosystem is concerned, and we also have interesting competitions coming out. We keep conducting a competition called Pataparak year on year, which runs in parallel to the concept of cricket, where there are two teams competing in each and every single match, and it's very interesting and gripping that we keep doing every year. we have a lot of exposure that is definitely guaranteed for you guys. And we have also spoken about possible participation by the singers in Malaysia in the Singathon, which we are kind of trying to conduct here in India. But Sujitra opened up our ideas, opened up our minds while asking one simple question: can we do it digitally? I think so. After the question was asked by Sujitra, we are definitely thinking of doing one digital singathon as well, where people can actually sing online for a larger audience here in India to watch as well. So there are a lot of things that are being planned as far as cine music is concerned, and with Sugam Karnataka, I think we have struck the right chords. நல்ல ஸ்ருதி சேர்ந்திருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். So get Sugam and PP, the frequencies matching. Yeah, that's what it is. So we have about 3 minutes for taking any questions that you might have.
Sir,
Yeah.
I would like to ask, do you consider songs like Margali Tingal or Uire or Naniye Varigireen too difficult for the preliminary round?
Let's go one by one. Can you ask one by one?
Songs like Margali Tingal.
Margari See, whether it is for finals or preliminary round, it is definitely a tougher song. Okay. Now, it comes with its own risk. It has a lot of details and nuances to be captured. If you are confident enough, and if you are really good about it, you can certainly pick that up. It all burns down to your strength. If you are really good at classical, if you think that you will be able to deliver with the right feel, which is required for that CD song, then you can certainly consider. But it comes with a little bit of element of risk because, see, it's very simple. When you take a tougher song, there are about 20 pain points in it. Of those 20 pain points, we are able to hit 14 right. Then you are getting 70%. Correct? Compared to probably a simpler song, which has only about 5 pain points, for example. You will be able to get even 4 of it, then you get 90%. So that's how it works. That's how the dynamics of a competition works. So if you ask me whether it's a tough question or not, you have to answer it because you have to play with your strength.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
The next song is Naniye Varigireen.
Which song is?
Yeah, that one.
நானே வருகிறேன்.
Again, it's a classical one. Again, if that's your strength, yes, go ahead. But the only thing is that the other important tip that I would always like to give is that take popular songs as much as possible. Again, playing with the psychology of people. If I am the person who's sitting in the judge's seat, this is not a song that I have heard much very regularly. So and if it is a tough song, if it is an easier song, it is still fine. If it is a tough song, then I'm going with my perception. Okay, how much of justice this person has done? So picking up decently popular numbers will always help. So this song, I might not suggest, to be very honest.
This is where Nageshwar spoke about this point some time ago. If you had listened carefully, he said it's not about the complexity of the song that matters. Sometimes you can even pick a plain song like Rajaraja Soran and effectively deliver. That's more important. Where you are able to connect with the judges, connect with the audience, and do the song to the best of your ability or more than your ability.
But again, it all boils down to what you want to achieve from the competition. And if you want to win it, be extremely careful in choosing it. If you want to give the best and just use this as a platform for me to shine, for me to practice and deliver what best I can, test myself. If I'm doing it for my self-satisfaction, then choose the song that you want to deliver, practice, and give your best.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, answers your question.
Sorry?
It was a fitting answer to your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much. Most welcome. Any other questions?
There was a question which came saying, are Hindi songs allowed for the prelims?
Any language, any language is allowed. Any language is allowed. Yeah, any language.
Any Indian languages.
Any Indian language, yeah, that's
Indian
right.
language, yeah.
Yeah.
Korean patla பாடிடுவாங்க.
No K-pop.
Any Indian language, yeah.
Sir, I have a query. Like,
Yes,
for original song is in one shruti, okay?
Right.
But if you want to sing less than that, like -2, Can we have that karaoke and sing with that, or need to sing in the same Shruti how the original song is in?
So technically speaking, Shobika, you are allowed to change the Shruti. Technically speaking, no competition will discourage you to lower your Shruti. But the only thing that you have to be conscious about is, say for example, போட்டு வைத்த காதல் திட்டம் ஓகே கண்மணி ஓ காதலா ஐ லவ் யூ என்று சொன்னாள் பொன்மணி போட்டு வைத்த காதல் திட்டம் ஓகே கண்மணி ஓ காதலா ஐ லவ் யூ என்று சொன்னாள் பொன்மணி. The flavor of the song is gone when I reduce the shruti of that particular song. So you have to be very conscious of that. Up to minus one shruti, I would advise half a shruti. Maximum is one. Minus two, I would never recommend that. Not that the competition will not accept it. The feel of the song will be gone. The composer chooses a particular shruti for that song based on various different reasons. It could be the mood of the song, it could be the lyrics, it could be the flavor of the song, and so on and so forth. So the feel is gone when you reduce it by minus two. So there is always a chance that you will end up scoring less.
And this is also tied up to a question which was asked earlier. Can a female pick up a male song? We all tend to ask ourselves this question. Oru maadhiri irke, and oru maadhiri is this.
Yeah.
Where we are not able to define, but this is that. We have been used to listening to that song and consuming it in that frequency. For example, a Chitrama has sung Silagamai Nanum உயிர் வாழ்கிறேன் வைக்கிறேன் சில பூக்கள் தானே மலர்கின்றது பல பூக்கள் ஏனோ நனனனது This is a female song, right? But am I able to do justice to this to a large extent? Some might say yes, some might say no, some might say this guy doesn't know to sing. But the point which I want to drive is that our ears are used to consuming this at a particular frequency, and when I try and toil with that, these kinds of talking points will emerge.
Yes. So the bottom line is don't give scope for people to debate whether this is good or not. That's the bottom line at the end of the day. Now, having said that, male singers, the kids who are about 12 years, 13 years old, the tonda vadayarudhu the concept, the voice tonality breaks and changes. Those kind of kids can still choose female songs and sing because that is how it works. So on the stage, they have to be all the more careful in terms of selecting their song, in terms of how much of a range it goes for. That's the only point there. So Shobika, hope it answers your question.
Yeah.
It is allowed, but ensure that it does not take away the sheen from the song.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Talking about taking the sheen, I want to give you one example from my personal life where I've been trained classically. This guy isn't trained classically. So the challenge which I had to face and which I've learned from people like Nagu and Uday is how not to sing a song Carnatically. My challenge lies in delivering it light. So if I go and pick a song like Kalyanamala and say, Kalyanamala Koldadum Pen, they'll ask me, are you singing a light music song or is it a Carnatic kacheri? You should never give room for that. I have to keep it light, so I have to do Kalyanamala Koldadum Pen is lighter, where I don't allow the Sangadi to creep in. And I've learned this over a period of time with practice and by getting hit on my head hard by these guys sitting around me. That's what it means. So keep it light. It's light music at the end of the day. Don't make it heavy.
Great. So I think, we literally loved it. So much of interaction, very good questions, relevant questions that were asked, and people showing interest all through the session of 2.5 hours. At times people ask us, why do you deliver such long sessions? there is so much to talk about in music. You know, if I have to just deliver something for 45 minutes, I can still do. But will it be effective? Is the bigger question. So I didn't see anybody moving out or people showing a lot of interest. That shows that you have a lot of interest in music, a lot of passion for music. We always keep saying one thing in Padarivo, Pedi Perivo. If you take one step towards music, music will take hundreds of steps towards you. So just take that effort of moving towards music and love it. It'll love 1,000 times back.
All right. So thank you so much to Padarivum Padiparivum. We really had a great session. I hope all the contestants who had come in today for the workshop had taken notes. I mean, they spoke so many things, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of things that you could have learned from them. A lot of tips for the upcoming competition prelim on April 12th. So I hope you all took notes and really benefited from this. Thank you once again, Padarivom Padiparivom, as our partners for Sugam Super Singer 2025. And to the contestants, we would appreciate you sending your -1, your karaoke version of your song, to our email admin@sugamkarnataka.org by the end of this week, so we can compile, and then your competition details and time slots will be given right before the competition. All right. So thank you so much.
One more thing which we have to insist on is that the people were asking about the length of the song. I think the song should have at least one Pallavi and one Charanam bare minimum.
Yeah.
It cannot be songs like Yamune Atrile, which has only one Pallavi and ends in 1.5 minutes. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I think some of you had asked about the length of the song. I hope Sir has answered your question. So, definitely at least one Charanam with the Pallavi, not just one verse. All right. So, yeah. So, there are thousands of songs that we can choose from. So, let's hope we have a great prelim round on April 12th. Looking forward for PP to be part of the judging on that day. And before we conclude, we would like to take a group photo with all of you. So kindly turn on your videos, and I shall.
Thank God you told me I have to tuck in.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, wow. That's okay. 2 pages. So, yeah. All right. So, look at the camera and smile, all of you. It's okay if your camera is not working. No problem. No worries. Okay, hang on, yeah? Hang on. Yep, yeah.
What?
One more page, hang on, next page. Okay, smile. Right. Okay. That was nice. Thank you so much once again to Kaushik sir and Nagu sir for coming today and enlightening us about how we should prepare for the competition. I hope all of you had a good time. 2.5 hours of solid learning. Right. See you on April 12th. Gentle reminder before you leave. Kindly email your -1s by end of this week, which is 6th of April, to admin@sugamkarnataka.org. All right. Thank you so much, and looking forward to see all of you on the 12th of April. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Wishing everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.